Order our Santa Cruz County Board of Education regular board meeting. At this time, we are going to do our roll call, but I want to first welcome those individuals who are in person, those who are online, and our families that are joining us on the premises in our tech room. So thank you and welcome. And I will ask for a roll call for attendance.
Trustee Acosta? Trustee Kyle?
Here.
Vice President Larson?
Here.
Trustee Roth?
Here.
Trustee Sanchez? Trustee Van Allen?
Here.
President Williams?
Here.
Student Trustee Guillen Martinez? Student Trustee Amor?
Here.
You have quorum.
Excellent, thank you. And I just wanted to make notice that our trustee Larson will be participating in teleconference at his stated location that was presented on our packet. Thank you. All right, and this time I'm going to do our land acknowledgement. The land on which we gather is an unceded territory of the Awaswas speaking Yupi tribe, the Yamamutsan tribal band comprised of descendants of indigenous people taken to Mission Santa Cruz and San Juan Bautista during the Spanish colonization of the Central Coast, is today working hard to restore traditional stewardship practices on these lands and heal from historical trauma. At this time, I think Dr. Sabah has an announcement regarding translation.
Yes, good evening. We'd like to let everybody know that live Spanish translation is available for tonight's meeting. And so if anybody needs interpretation services, we ask that they see Jessica Serna Castañeda, who is here in the tech center in the boardroom. She'll provide you with a headset and interpretation kit. Muy buenas tardes. Queremos informarles a todos que contamos con interpretación en español para la reunión esta noche. Si necesita servicios de interpretación, por favor vaya con Jessica Serna Castañeda, que está al fondo de la sala aquí en el centro de la mesa directiva. Ella les va a proporcionar un equipo de interpretación. Muchas gracias.
Dr. Sabah. So at this time, we're going to do the Pledge of Allegiance. So if you can and are able, please stand and Dr. Sabah will lead us.
Ready? Begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, everyone. We are going to do the approval of our agenda. And just as a reminder, since we do have a member that is a trustee that will be participating at a stated location, all of our votes will be a roll call vote. So can I have a
Move the
motion?
agenda.
Okay, we have a motion. Second. All right, roll call, please.
Student Trustee Guillen Martinez?
Aye.
Student Trustee Amor?
Aye.
Trustee Kyle?
Aye.
Vice President Larson?
Aye.
Trustee Roth?
Yes.
Trustee Van Allen?
Aye.
President Williams?
Yes. Thank you very much. Public comment. We're on item number 5, public comment. This is the opportunity for the public to address the board regarding items not on the agenda. The board president, myself, will recognize any member of the audience who was not previously placed on the agenda and who would wish to speak on a matter directly related to school business. Each person will be given 3 minutes. Do we have any person online or in person?
Yes, we do, President Williams. We have 2 requests online for public comment. The first is from Bina Lefkowitz. Bina, if you are here, we are promoting you to a panelist so that you can speak for 3 minutes. And if you unmute yourself, you can begin your public comment whenever you're ready.
Forgive me. Okay. Good evening, President Williams, board members, and superintendent. My name is Bina Lefkowitz, and I'm the president of the Association of the California County Boards of Education. I want to begin by thanking you for being members of ACCBE. We are excited to report that we are 47 members strong now. Your membership truly matters. It strengthens the collective voice of county boards across California and supports our shared work on behalf of students. ACCBE was created by and for county trustees, and its value comes when members are actively engaged. One way to engage is through our online and in-person trainings. Each month, we offer governance trainings and special topic sessions designed specifically for county trustees, provides practical tools. Our trainings are timely, free to members, and recorded so you can watch them anytime. And if you crave in-person events, we just hosted 3 regional in-person events. And in the fall, I'm excited to say that we are going to do an on-site visit to participate and observe high-end career tech ed programs, potentially also in our court and community schools. If advocacy is your interest, there are opportunities to be involved in advocacy on our advocacy committee, to communicate with legislators, to suggest legislation. And I'm proud to say that ACCBE is sponsoring its first bill, Senate Bill 1082, around interdistrict transfers. ACCBE is also here as a resource. We can do one-on-one governance mentoring, customized board trainings. You can have access to our free trustee handbook, or just stay informed through our weekly newsletters. Our goal is to support you. Each member board appoints an ACCBE board rep, and I want to thank Trustee Sanchez for that. Board reps help share ACCBE updates with your board and bring feedback to us so we can better respond to your needs and priorities. We would also value your participation in shaping our future. On June 13th, we have our Strategic Growth Summit, and we would love for someone from your board to participate. At the end of the day, ACCBE is a partnership. We want to ensure we are providing real value to your board and creating meaningful opportunities for county trustees to learn from one another, strengthen governance, and elevate county board voice across California. And again, thank you for being members. Thank you for your leadership, your partnership, and for being part of ACCBE. Have a great night.
Wonderful. Thank you very much. I have had the honor to attend a few of the webinars, and we appreciate the programs and the webinars that you're providing. Do we have others?
President Williams, apologies. The remaining public comment is for item 10.1.
Okay, thank you. We'll be sure to call on that. I'll make a note of that so I don't forget. Is there any other in person or online? No? Okay, great. At this time, we're on item 6, student trustee reports. And we will first hear from Vicente Martinez.
Good afternoon. Thank you guys for having. Good afternoon. Thank you for the opportunity of being here again. This month has been really busy for me. I think the most exciting part of this month was outdoor science school. I was able to be a cabin leader. It was a whole week, and I enjoyed it a lot. The kids, they taught me things that I didn't really know, and I'm older than them, so that was interesting. But the week following that, it took me like a whole week to get back into my routine. I do a lot in a week, so being away from all that took me a whole nother week to get back into it because I'm busy and I have to respond to a lot of emails. But 2 days ago, I had my scholarship award night, and it went pretty good. I got 4 scholarships. There I got like $15,000, and in total, I think it's like $20,000 or $25,000. Oh, and I chose my school. Last board meeting, I didn't choose my school, but I'm going to CSUMB. Yeah. I've been trying to do more things like in the my school community for these last 2 weeks of school. Excited but sad that I'm gonna graduate. I think it's a routine for me to go to school now, and it's gonna feel weird not to go to school. have a 3 month vacation and then go back to university, but it's gonna feel different since university is different than high school. Yeah. I plan on going to Washington DC in June. That's gonna be exciting. Yeah, I'm trying to stay busy and catch up on everything. So, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, trustee Martinez, and congratulations on, well, you got 2 more weeks left, but congratulations on your impending graduation and your new journey to university. Congratulations. Okay, now we're going to hear from student trustee Amor.
Last month I was very sad to not be able to make it, but I have been doing a lot of work in my college class, which is the EMT Academy, and that was the only night I was able to get a ride along, which is something we need to graduate. So I was doing that night. Since then, I've been doing a lot with like my personal education, but I've done some pretty cool things like outside of that, like with the community. Like I raised the flag here, the pride flag on Harvey Milk Day, and I did a bit of a speech. And I also won the Creative Leadership Awards, which was pretty cool. I am looking forward to doing more stuff in the future, but I would say that's kind of overall picture of what I've been doing because it's been finals and I've been focusing on that a lot.
Thank you for sharing. And I believe both student trustees will be here next month for our meeting, so we'll have an opportunity to say our congratulations in a few words. So thank you. At this time, we're on item number 7, the consent agenda. Are there any questions, concerns, or anything? Can I get a motion? First and a second, and then we'll do a roll call.
Student trustee Guillen Martinez. Student trustee Amor.
Aye.
Trustee Kyle.
Aye.
Vice President Larson. Vice President Larson.
He said thumbs up.
Yes. Oh, sorry. Thank you. Trustee Roth.
Yes, but I was not in attendance for the minutes. So I abstained from that portion.
Okay. Trustee Sanchez.
Aye.
Trustee Van Allen.
Aye.
President Williams.
Aye. Is it Joe? Yeah, good.
Trustee Larson, could you do a quick sound check? Could you unmute and just,
1, 2, 3, 4.
excellent, thank you.
All right, we're going to skip item 8. We do not have any deferred consent items. And on to correspondence. Do we have any correspondence that was not included in our board packet?
You did receive one correspondence from Monica Nichols, which was added to your board packet earlier today.
Okay. All right. We're going to move on to item 10, our reports, discussions, and presentations. And I do believe we have a public comment on this section. Is that correct? When did you have to?
President Williams, we may hear the public comment after the staff reports on this item, if that works for you.
Okay. Yes, it does. Absolutely. All right. So we're going to go on to item 10.1, which is our 2026 Educators and Community Partner of the Year Awards. And I will pass it on to Dr. Sabah at this time.
Members of the board, it is a pleasure for me to be here. This is one of the evenings that we look forward to the most every year. This is the evening where we celebrate and recognize extraordinary educators, support staff, and community partners who have made a lasting difference in the lives of students and families across our county. So the Educator of the Year Awards honor individuals who embody the values of our school community through dedication, compassion, leadership, and a commitment to excellence. These honorees represent the very best of Santa Cruz County education, inspiring those around them and helping every learner thrive. Tonight's honorees and I think it's going to be on this slide here. Tonight's honorees will receive a plaque recognizing their outstanding service to Santa Cruz County, and their names will be permanently engraved on the Educators of the Year perpetual plaque displayed in the foyer of the Santa Cruz County Office of Education, a lasting tribute to their impact and legacy. So please join us in celebrating these remarkable individuals and thanking them for the difference they make every single day. Now, we've asked our honorees to wait in the tech center because we can't fit all of those wonderful folks in this room, and to bring them one at a time. And so we're going to be starting our celebration today with the Teacher of the Year. And this is, I think, for many of us, we can think of a specific person who inspired us, a teacher who touched our lives in ways that really maybe impacted our trajectory. And this is, it's really an honor to celebrate our teachers who touch the lives of so many children. I remember when I first came to the United States as a child, it was a teacher who helped me fit in. I was this young kid who didn't speak the language very well and felt quite alone. And it was a teacher that helped create a sense of belonging for me to begin my time here in the United States. And so as folks come into the room, I'd like to just share, and I think we have everybody, would you please come on in and take a seat. Thank you so much for being here. Wonderful. So we're going to begin our celebration tonight for the Educator of the Year with the Teacher of the Year, who is Shireen Goodarzi. Now, Ms. Goodarzi is a proud Watsonville native whose dedication to students and community has shaped generations of learners. Shireen attended the Pajaro Valley Unified School District schools, earned her master's degree in education from UC Santa Cruz, and returned home to give back to the very community that helped inspire her journey. Talk about staying local, man. For the past 25 years, all at H.A. Hyde Elementary School, Shireen has created classrooms where students feel supported, challenged, and inspired to learn. Known for her creativity, strong connections with students, and a commitment to continuous growth, Shireen also uplifts fellow educators through leadership, mentorship, and service to her school community. I'd like to welcome Michael Bourbon, who's the Assistant Superintendent of Educational Services at the Pajaro Valley Unified School District, who got to work with Shireen for quite some time, and for him to share more about this well-deserved recognition. Please welcome Michael Bourbon.
Good evening, members of the board and Santa Cruz community. It's great to be here, and especially to honor my friend, Shireen Goodarzi. Taking us back 24 years ago, I got hired as a first grade teacher at Calabasas Elementary School. And I had the opportunity to work with the county office and get a coach. And the most important thing that coach did with me is take me over to H.A. Hyde to go see an expert teacher and get to observe that teacher. And the first thing I thought when I walked into the room is, no way, she's way too young. She's younger than me, obviously, and the competitive juices started flowing. And I thought, there's no way this teacher's an expert teacher. I want to be the expert teacher. But the minute I sat down and opened my notebook and filled it with page after page of notes, I was awed. I was floored. Her strategies, her tone that she spoke to students with the command, the respect, and the love all in one, the way that she engaged her students and got them to talk, the clear understanding of each student's ZPD, that next level of learning for every single student, was so apparent and has continued to be so apparent. And so I became a better educator. And then over the years, we touched base. I would always want to check in with her and be like, hey, what's that new strategy you got going? You know, like, because I wanted to improve. I constantly wanted to improve. 10 years after that first meeting, I had the privilege of being hired as the principal at H.A. Hyde. And that summer, as I proceeded to get ready and think about what the year is going to look like, the biggest anxiety I had was like, how am I ever going to be an instructional leader there with folks like her? And I had always thought like, oh, she was born with this. This is innate. But from the minute we started working together, she'd come into my office, a couple days a week, long after most teachers were gone, and she'd ask me like, hey, what's my next move? What's my next area of growth? And the challenge of her made me a better administrator. She pushed me to be like, oh, wow, she wants to reflect on this. And so I realized it's not innate. It's hard work, it's dedication, it's reflection, it's working with her peers. And so she has consistently pushed all of us to be better educators and be better for our students. So to sum up, it was an honor to have her as my model and mentor. It was an honor to be her peer. It was especially an honor to be her supervisor, but more than anything, it's been an honor to be her friend. So thank you.
So Shireen, you wouldn't mind joining, and Michael, maybe you could stay up here with me. We'd like to present this award to you. You epitomize excellence, you stand as an advocate for students, and you've touched the lives of so many children over the years. Thank you for everything you've done, and congratulations. This is presented to you on behalf of the County Board of Education and the County Office of Education. Thank you for being the County Teacher of the Year. So we're gonna take a picture with and we'd love for the board to join us. So first we're gonna have one with our Teacher of the Year and the board, and then we're gonna invite all the people here who are here to support our. We'd like to invite former principals Aaron and Brooke to join us.
Everybody look at this one right here.
Can you do one more? We're going to do one more with family and friends. So anybody, please, everybody that's here for Shireen, please come on up for a picture.
We ducked down.
Okay, everybody look right here.
Thank you and congratulations. We'd like to encourage you to go to the tech center. There's refreshments there waiting for you. Thank you. Thanks, Michael. Thank you so much for joining us this evening, members of the board. And now it's my pleasure to celebrate our co-counselor of the year, Cynthia Fernandez. Now, Cynthia is someone whose compassion, advocacy, and lived experience have made a lasting impact on students in alternative education. Since 2010, Cynthia has served as a counselor at Costanoa Career Prep High School and ARC Independent Studies, supporting students academically, socially, and emotionally as they work toward graduation and their future goals. As a former alternative education student herself and a proud first-generation college graduate, Cynthia brings empathy, understanding, and unwavering dedication to every student she serves. She is passionate about creating a school environment where students feel safe, supported, and encouraged to succeed, and her commitment to helping students see their potential shines through in all that she does. Please join me in welcoming Koresha Durham, ARC Independent Studies and AFE teacher, along with Mary Gockel, Forrester, Les Forrester, and Cheryl Williams, who was our 2017 Counselor of the Year, to share more about Cynthia and the special recognition. Let's give them a round of applause, please.
I'm going to speak in Spanish and English for some of Cynthia's family. Me llamo Koresha Durham, soy profesora en las escuelas pequeñas. Yo prefiero el nombre de escuelas pequeñas. Y ARC también es la escuela más antigua del condado de Santa Cruz, que comenzó en 1970. So I am a teacher at the longest running small school. I prefer small schools to alternative. And we are, the ARC, if you didn't know it, was the oldest and the longest running small school. We started in 1970 in Café Pergolesi. He tenido el placer de trabajar con Cynthia Carranco Fernández durante los últimos 10 años y me siento honrado de llamar ella a mi colega y amiga. Cynthia es el tipo de persona con la que te encanta trabajar. Los estudiantes y otros gravitan hacia ella porque se sienten vistos, realmente escuchados y respetados. I've had the pleasure of working with Cynthia for the last 10 years, and I'm really honored to call her a colleague and a friend. Cynthia is the kind of person that you just love working with, and you notice because students and others at our school gravitate towards her, and they really feel seen and heard and respected by her. Cynthia es como una estrella del cine. Ella tiene un gran club de fan y yo soy miembro. Siempre estoy mirado de ver si puedo conseguir unos minutos con Cynthia porque por lo general hay una larga fila de la gente esperando fuera de su puerta, queriendo tomar el sol de su presencia. Cynthia is kind of like a movie star at our school. She has a large fan club and I'm a member. I'm always looking to see and glancing in to get a few minutes with her, and normally there's a long line of people waiting outside her door just to bask in her presence. And Cynthia es mucho más que una consejera académica de la secundaria. Ella forma relaciones cercanas con sus estudiantes y les ayuda a creer de sí mismas y les da poder. Ella es una mentora y guía de confianza. Cada vez que necesito tener una conversación difícil con mis estudiantes o con su familia, le ruego a Cynthia que esté en mi reunión, mi junta. Cynthia is much more than an academic high school counselor. She forms close relationships with her students and helps them believe in themselves again and empowers them. She's a trusted mentor and guide. Whenever I personally need to have a difficult conversation with a student and their family, I beg Cynthia to be there. She has wise insight and she's not afraid to give honest, gritty, and life-changing advice during those conferences. Vivimos en un mundo complejo. Nuestros estudiantes locales se benefician al tener entrenadores cariñosos como Cynthia, que ayudan a los estudiantes a navegar las aguas tormentosas y encontrar sus metas de vida. Hay muchos mitos sobre las escuelas pequeñas como Arca y Costanoa y como los estudiantes que llenan siempre los libros de trabajar o cuadernos en silencio. We live in a complex world, and our local students benefit by having caring coaches like Cynthia who'd help teens navigate the stormy waters of adolescence and find life goals. There are a lot of myths about small schools like ARC and Costanoa. Such one as students sit quietly all day just filling in workbooks. Después de haber enseñado ambos programas, puedo asegurarles que nuestras escuelas pequeñas sirvan a los estudiantes con alta motivación, que prosperan. Es un entorno más pequeño y muchos de nuestros estudiantes toman clases de la escuela secundaria A por G, asistan clases en Cabrillo y obtienen certificados de carreras de CTE mientras están en la escuela secundaria y también necesitan trabajar afuera de la escuela como cuidado de hermanos menores para ayudar a su familia. Nuestros estudiantes por eso están más preparados para la edad adulta por la mayoría de los estudiantes. Las escuelas pequeñas personalizan la educación por nuestros estudiantes, especialmente neurodivergentes, y dan una amplia gama de estudiantes reciben el cuidado y la confianza que necesitan para florecer y volver a amar el aprendizaje. Having taught in both programs of ARC and Costa Noa, I can assure you that our small schools serve students with high motivation, students who thrive in a smaller setting, and many of our students take A through G high school plus Cabrillo College classes, earn certificates and careers through CTE, while at the same time they are working almost full time and helping care for their younger siblings and helping their families pay rent. They, I believe, are more prepared and experienced for adulthood than most teens. Small schools helps personalize our education, especially for neurodivergent students, and we give a wide range of students the care and confidence they need to flourish and start love learning again. And finally, Cynthia, as a student of ARC Independence, she was a graduate of ARC Independent Studies herself, and she's a shining example of how small schools are necessary in our community, and they're a perfect part of a journey with a wide array of choices to success. So Cynthia Carranco Fernández, como graduada de ARC Independent Studios, es un ejemplo brillante de cómo las escuelas pequeñas son necesarias para nuestra comunidad y una parte perfecta de un viaje hacia el éxito. Te adoro, hermana. Eres muy especial. I love you, sister. You are very special. And Cynthia también es un homenaje de la excelente educación de sus padres y de sus profesores en las escuelas aquí. Somos muy afortunados que se haya quedado aquí en Santa Cruz, devolviendo algo a su comunidad. Cynthia is a beautiful tribute to the excellent education from her parents and from all our local teachers, especially small school mentors. We are so fortunate, Cynthia, that you stayed here in our community, and now you're giving back to our community.
Cynthia, on behalf of the County Board of Education and the County Office of Education, we'd like to present this award as Counselor of the Year for the County of Santa Cruz. Congratulations.
Sorry, I'm a little nervous, but I'm truly honored to receive the Counselor of the Year award. I feel incredibly proud, not just for myself, but for the students and community that have shaped my journey throughout the years. As a proud Latina who grew up in Santa Cruz and attended ARC Alternative High School, it is especially meaningful to now work at Costa Noa Career Prep High School in ARC Independent Studies, supporting students in the same community that helped shape me. It feels like a full circle moment, and I carry a deep sense of gratitude for that every day. Working in alternative education is more than a job to me. It is my passion. There is something very special about working with students in an alternative school setting. Every student has a story, and it has been my privilege to support them, encourage them, and celebrate their successes along the way. The students I work with inspire me every day, and they are the reason I continue to do the work with so much heart. This award belongs to all the students that I have had the honor of working with over the years. I do this work with my whole heart, and I feel truly blessed to be part of such a caring and supportive community at Branciforte Small Schools. Our BSSC staff is amazing, and the support we give one another is what makes it so special. I also want to give a special thank you to my colleagues, to my friends, and to my family who are here supporting me today and every day. Your encouragement and love mean so much to me, and I am deeply grateful for all of you. Los quiero mucho y muchas gracias.
We're going to ask the board to join us for a photo with our Counselor of the Year. We'd like to ask, one more. We'd like to ask family and friends to please join us. And I see Superintendent Chris Monroe is here, is also going to be joining us as well. Please, everybody that's here for Cynthia, please come on up for a photo.
Sorry to interrupt everybody, but in looking around the room here, I think I go farther back with Cynthia than anybody else here, because I remember that smile when I worked as a teacher. Sorry if that was not too harmful of an experience having me as a classroom teacher at Shoreline Middle School, but evidently you did okay. The smile you see on that picture was a smile that we as a staff saw every day, and saw in you the spark and the belief in you that you now see at the students at Costa Noa Career Prep. So it's a real honor to be here with you.
Lots of cameras, all the photos. We'll pick the best one.
Thank you. We invite you to go back to the Tech Center for refreshments, please. Right. Thank you. Thanks, Chris. So we are so fortunate this year. There were so many amazing nominations that we couldn't just pick one counselor. So we actually have two counselors of the year this year. And our next co-counselor of the year is Kayla Raymond. Yes. So Kayla is she's a dedicated advocate for student well-being whose work has touched the lives of countless young people across Santa Cruz County. Kayla has spent the past 4 years at San Lorenzo Middle School supporting students' social and emotional growth with compassion, care, and unwavering encouragement. Her commitment to youth advocacy also includes her time serving students in our own Santa Cruz COE alternative education programs as a guidance counselor at Highlands, Seabright, and Phoenix Academy. So she started with us. As someone who grew up in San Lorenzo Valley and is now raising her own family there, Kayla's dedication is giving back to her community, and this shines through in everything she does. She is passionate about helping students build resilience and creating the support systems they need to thrive. I'd like to welcome Shauna Urbanik. I think that's Urbancic. Sorry about that. Principal at San Lorenzo Valley Middle School, to share more about Kayla and this well-deserved recognition. Please give a round of applause for Shauna Urbancic.
Sorry about the last name. Thank you. I am very proud to talk about Kayla Raymond. My first year ever being principal was Kayla's first year, so I'm very proud to have worked with her very closely the last 4 years and create a space at our school that students feel safe and protected and have had huge growth in so many areas. And Kayla's been an integral part of that. She is a strong advocate for students. She works tirelessly and very closely with staff, students, families, and everyone in the community to support them in so many different ways. One of the things that I notice she does all the time is keeps tabs on students, on staff, and will come and talk to appropriate parties to make sure everyone feels safe and protected. This is students in crisis. It's students with just regular middle school social drama that feel huge to them. It can be students who maybe have just feelings of anxiety or overwhelm, and she touches base with them and asks permission to share with staff, teachers, or people who can make it a little easier for the students. She includes families in all of the things that she can do to help provide resources and supports to them. She builds very strong relationships with everyone in our school community. And it shows in all the ways that students come to appreciate her, staff come to appreciate her. She helps run our wellness center. So during brunch and lunch daily, it is open for students to have a quiet and safe space. Although often students play board games and it does not stay very quiet for very long. All of our staff greatly appreciate the work that she does with us every single day. She's a strong part of our team and working with community partnerships. So she loops back pretty consistently with offerings from the COE to support our school and our students and families in a deeper way. We have appreciated her for her continuous efforts and the ways that she watches out for kids, the connections that she builds with everyone, and the resources. And I cannot emphasize enough how important it is that students do not get lost at our school, because Kayla makes sure to come back and consistently check on them, include us, even give me little nudges sometimes when my plate is very full to just say, hey, I just want to see if you have 30 seconds to check on this kid. I think they could really benefit. And I deeply appreciate that. It keeps me connected to the school. So for all these tireless, endless things she does, we're deeply grateful to have her at our school. And I could not be more proud to have her represent us as Counselor of the Year.
So Kayla, if you wouldn't mind joining me, on behalf of the County Board of Education and the County Office of Education, we'd like to present this award to you as the Santa Cruz County Counselor of the Year. Congratulations.
I'm so honored and deeply touched to receive this award. Like my counterpart, the co-counselor of the year, I grew up in the San Lorenzo Valley and I graduated from the middle school that I now work at, that's a junior high. So it is just this full circle support, and it just means so much to be honored in this way. So I appreciate all of you too taking the time to making sure that we all get that thank you that we sometimes don't get to get. So thanks.
I'd like to invite the board up to take a picture with our Counselor of the Year. Can we have all friends and family? I see Superintendent Schermeyer is here as well. If you wouldn't mind coming up for a group picture, please. Everybody who's here for Kayla, please come on up. Got it.
Photoshop dragon later.
Everybody right here. And then stay right there. I'm almost going to take a couple.
So much. So some of the unsung heroes often in our schools are our classified employees, and they are absolutely heroes. They help to keep things moving forward. We often refer to them as the backbone of our schools and our educational system. And this year, we have the honor of celebrating a wonderful classified employee of the year, Emily Tatro, who is someone whose compassion, dedication, and commitment to students and families help create a welcoming and supportive school community every day. As a student information manager at Linscott Charter School, Emily has become a trusted and dependable presence for students, families, and staff alike. Drawing on her background in advocacy and community engagement, Emily works tirelessly to ensure students feel safe, supported, and encouraged while helping families connect with resources and guidance that they need. Her empathy, integrity, and collaborative spirit shine through in all that she does, and her impact on the Linscott community is deeply felt and greatly appreciated. And I got to see some of that when I visited Linscott Charter School recently. Please join me in welcoming Alicia Doolittle, who is the Administrative Director and Principal of Linscott Charter School, to share more about Emily and this well-deserved recognition.
Good evening. It is my pleasure to have nominated Emily for Classified Employee of the Year. As Farah said, as Dr. Sabah said, Emily is our student information manager, but that doesn't nearly capture everything that Emily does for us or our community. If you've ever walked into our front office or our school, you already know exactly who Emily is. She's the face of our school. She's the first person new families meet, and she makes sure that that first impression is one of warmth, welcome, and belonging from that first minute. She is our number one nurse, our number one comforter, our number one puke cleaner sometimes. She does everything always. Her dedication goes far beyond the front office. When our families face hardship, Emily finds resources. And when families can't get to those resources, she just brings it to them. She brings students who can't get to school, literally. She will pick them up from their front door and bring them on her own to school. When we have families who can't get food or anything else that they need, she'll load up her car and bring it to them without being asked on her own time. For our most vulnerable students, Emily is a true safe harbor. Kids who are struggling know that at any time during the day, they can walk into the front office and find Emily. She always listens without judgment. She always cares with a big heart. And even if they've already been there 17 times during the day for an ice pack, it's always important. Emily is the reason a lot of those kids come to school every day. And that is not an exaggeration. Emily's impact extends to us, our staff, as well. Every single adult on our team relies on her consistency, her dependability, and her calm. We're pretty sure she knows everything about every single one of us, secrets included, and we're all perfectly fine with that. Emily shows up for our school every single day with fully and without reservation. And we deeply appreciate her dedication, and we're so proud of her and glad that she's part of our team. We are better because of her.
Emily, if you could join me. We'd like to present this award to you on behalf of the County Board of Education and the County Office of Education as our Classified Employee of the Year for the County of Santa Cruz. Congratulations. So we're going to ask Emily to join us over here for a photo with the board, and then we'll have a group picture with everybody else join us. We'd like to invite everybody who's here to sure. I think we have. Okay, sure. Okay, yeah, I think we got it. Thank you. All right. So next we get to celebrate our Administrator of the Year. And this year we are celebrating Marina Maldonado. Let's give her a round of applause. Yes. So Marina is a passionate educational leader whose dedication to students, staff, and families has made a lasting impact across the Pajaro Valley Unified School District. Since 2007, Marina has served in a variety of roles, always bringing creativity, collaboration, and a deep commitment to student success. As the academic coordinator at Amesti Elementary School, Marina focuses on building systems that empower teachers and strengthen classroom learning. Her leadership is grounded in supporting educators as they grow. I've been a little technical. Sorry about that. As they grow in their craft and work toward positive outcomes for all students. From creating engaging classroom experiences as a teacher to advancing 21st century learning as a technology teacher on special assignment to helping launch an inter-school sports league as an assistant principal, Marina's work has consistently reflected innovation, care, and community connection. Please join me in welcoming staff members from Amesti Elementary to share more about Marina and this well-deserved recognition. Let's give them a round of applause, please.
Okay. We are here as Amesti staff to celebrate our amazing academic coordinator, Marina. So first off, how do I tell you the slides? Do I say slide? Thank you. Next slide. Okay. So first off, let's honor Marina by grounding ourselves in our outcomes for the next 5 minutes. We will review 2023-2026 programs run by Marina to gauge effectiveness. We will review data to reflect on the statistically significant awesomeness of Marina. Next slide. Marina created a very complex master schedule for our site with very few errors or accidental overlaps, like one. Next slide. Next, let's review some data about how Marina runs any meeting. As you can see, she knows how to run a meeting with maximum efficiency. We know not to be late, not because we're afraid to get in trouble, but because we will actually miss something important. Next slide. Next, Marina has a lot of patience for all of our questions, and in order to encourage us to reach within ourselves for the answers, she fine-tuned an already existing document. Next slide. The weekly bulletin. It has all the answers. Next slide. Marina reallocated our extra release time minutes to create a Wednesday art, science, and music class called Habitat Clubs. When classroom teachers go to Wednesday professional learning communities, instead of having a regular sub they have to write sub-plans for, their students go with one of these teachers to get cross-curricular classes grounded in speaking and listening standards. Next. 333 emails. There is no logistic stone left unturned. She might be clairvoyant. Even if she does miss something, she handles it with such grace and efficiency that people have wondered, does she pretend to mess up just so that us mere mortals don't feel bad? Next. She has embedded collaboration, peer observation, and self-reflection as an indelible part of Amesti Elementary staff culture. Work from PLCs 3 years ago is still flourishing and being refined.
Hi, Well, over the years, I've had so many great memories of Marina in the many ways she helps me all the time. One stands out in particular. It happened years ago. I was this teacher thinking I'm dodging technology till the moment I retire. And then COVID hit and distance learning. I'm like, oh my goodness, Marina to the rescue. Marina, help me figure this out. These are 7-year-olds. What am I going to do? I can't handle this Google Classroom thing. It's not working. And she's like, let me tell you about Seesaw. And she got me started and encouraged me and supported me. Thank you, Marina.
Okay. Hi. I want to say that I am a better teacher because of Marina and her data meetings with me. Before, I would just look at the data and move on in the curriculum. Now I adjust my teaching practices, and I believe that our students are thriving and learning because of Marina.
Okay. This table, made by Marina, of course, shows how deeply she delves into data. She combed through multiple years of reading data about our 5th grade students who had plateaued to identify target students. She reallocated reading intervention time, gave trainings, and took on progress monitoring for these students. And they've made noticeable progress in their targeted goals.
Marina established K-5 design and engineering sessions that take place throughout our school year. Her extensive knowledge and belief in me as an educator enabled me to teach these engaging sessions in our makerspace to all of our children.
Finally, she's just a really cool, caring person. Next slide. So let's review our outcomes and see if we've reached them. I think we have. Next slide. As you know, Marina's position was cut as our district cut the AC positions. So she will be leaving us next year and bringing her talents to a classroom of 4th graders at another school. My 19-year-old son had her as a 4th grade MST teacher, so I know as a colleague and a former parent just how lucky those kids are. Thank you to Marina from all of us.
So Marina Maldonado, I'd like to present this award to you on behalf of the County Board of Education and the County Office of Education. Thank you for being our Administrator of the Year for the County of Santa Cruz. Congratulations.
Wow, that was something. Just a few things. I think it's really a joy for me to get to work with these teachers, and you can see that yes, they like to have fun, but they're also, so much of what they talked about was their practice and their teaching and looking at data and student work and collaborating. And they operate at this amazingly high professional level. It's an honor and a pleasure for me to just get to interact with them every day and support the amazing things that they do with their kids. A special thank you to my principal, Carlos Moran. I couldn't do any of the work that I do without his support. He creates the space for me to do it. He's been an amazing mentor for me, so thank you to Carlos. And also just a quick thank you to my mom, who supports me in all my endeavors, however small or large they are. Thank you all very much.
So we're going to ask the board to join us for a picture, and then we're going to ask that everybody who's here to join as well, but in a moment. Family and friends, please join us. Yeah, yeah.
We're pretty close. If I step over here, we're pretty close. Okay. Look right here. Got it. Stay there. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. So good to see you. Oh, wonderful. Yeah, sure. Yes, absolutely. Have a good night.
So part of our tradition is also to celebrate organizations that we partner with. And you know, so much of the work that we do in the County Office of Education is as a result of those partnerships. And so we get to work with maybe thousands of different organizations and figure out ways to help us achieve our mission and to help the organization achieve their mission, always thinking about the needs of our students and our community. And this year, our Community Partner of the Year honoree is Cabrillo College, whose commitment to education, opportunity, and equity has transformed the lives of countless students across Santa Cruz County. So Cabrillo has been serving students since its founding in 1959, creating vital pathways for academic achievement, career advancement, and lifelong learning. With campuses in Aptos and Watsonville and serving over 15,000 students enrolled each year, Cabrillo continues to open doors for diverse learners through innovative programs, strong transfer pathways, and a deep commitment to student success. And there are several folks here from Cabrillo College who are joining us, and we partner with so many of them in ways that really are, there are too many to list. I am going to give you a few examples of some of the ways that we partner together just this year. But this celebration really, this honoring of Cabrillo College really is something that is so well deserved. As a federally designated Hispanic serving institution, Cabrillo's work reflects a steadfast dedication to equity, social justice, and empowering students to become thoughtful leaders and engaged members of our communities. Their partnership and impact across Santa Cruz County has been truly invaluable. From dual enrollment in our locked facilities for students to building engaging STEM pathways for students to creating space for leadership and civic engagement, inspiring youth and older adults to pursue higher educational goals, it has always been a pleasure to partner with Cabrillo College with their laser focus on equity and uplifting our community. I'm going to ask Dr. Marsha Russell, our Associate Superintendent of Educational Services, to join me to share a little bit more about our partnership with Cabrillo College. Let's give her a round of applause.
First, one of the things that you trustees have heard me say many times is one of the things I truly appreciate about my role as Associate Superintendent Educational Services at the County Office of Education is I say my role covers everything from birth to master's degrees, and it truly does. But when you actually start listing out all of the partnerships that we've had with Cabrillo College, it also covers birth all the way up to college career and adulthood. So, I had the opportunity to follow the amazing presentation we just heard about data, but I'm going to give you a top 10 or 11 list at least, which is by no means exhaustive, of that birth to or early childhood all the way up work that we have partnered with Cabrillo with, and we're just really thrilled to have you as somebody who's partnered all the way through. So first, the Children's Center and Lab School with Early Childhood Data Leadership Team. We have a countywide data leadership team, and they have been just instrumental in helping us support that work to help us guide the transition from early childhood preschool into K-12 schools. So that's been an initial step early on. We also have the high school to college math articulation. Several of you have been a part of that. And we have greatly appreciated that not only has articulation of courses and college going been integral to what we do, but they have actually approached us about joining us in our countywide math initiative, attended several of the sessions so that they could see the kind of professional learning K-12 educators were getting so that they could then bring that to the college level. We also have the Civic Summit, which was one of those many wonderful events, and some of these photos show those. We have the fourth grade college experience visits. So they graciously accept our fourth graders onto campus and make it a really engaging experience for students to really place college in their minds at such an early age. We have the Building Alliances and Indigenous Education Conference, and that has been a true model from the state of actually bringing together higher education, K-12, TK-12, as well as our Indigenous partners in building those relationships to ensure that we are meeting the model standards and the model curriculum for Indigenous education in the state of California. And then we also have County College Dance Day, which is another favorite event, which incorporates the arts into what we do. The Santa Cruz County College and Career Collaborative is a very long-standing partnership that we've had, started with some leadership at Cabrillo coming over here, and we meet regularly, and that's really to build those K-12 to college pathways to ensure that, again, we have very strong programs leading to that for all students. We also have the K-16 Regional Collaborative, so that is a very large program covering the region from Santa Cruz County all the way down to Ventura County, and that involves Cabrillo as well as our other higher education partners, as well as our county and districts in our county, Monterey County, again, all the way down to Ventura, and they've been integral partners in that. They are at every single session and really engaging with everyone to really build those pathways of college and career. We also have College and Career Family Night. That is really designed to help families also learn about the opportunities for them to be able to access not only resources, funding for college, but also to be able to learn about the opportunities at Cabrillo. And then Latino Role Models Conference, you see a photo on the screen. That's a very long-standing partnership that we've had that's been held at Cabrillo for many years. And then the K-14 LGBTQ+ Symposium we held last spring. Again, another wonderful partnership. That is a top 10/11 list. Ferris mentioned even more, but I have to say, really, that is by no means exhaustive. We just really appreciated all of the partnerships that we've had with Cabrillo, and you've been a tremendous partner, so thank you.
So there are some amazing leaders here who are representing Cabrillo College. I'd like to welcome Adam Spickler, who's a member of the board for Cabrillo College. Also, Anabel Rodriguez, who is Dean of Career Education and Workforce Development. Dave Reynolds, Dean of Math, Technology, and Sciences. Eddie Cervantes, Dean of Dual Enrollment and some additional components as well. Kristen Fabos, Director of Marketing and Communication, and Travaros Harris, VP of Instruction. And I'd like to welcome to receive the award the President of Cabrillo College, Dr. Jen Capps. Congratulations, Cabrillo College.
Thank you so much. Okay, sounds good.
Wow, well, I'm so tall. Well, thank you so much. And obviously I'm accepting this on behalf of this team here and a team of all of our wonderful faculty, staff, administrators, and students and community partners like yourself. So really grateful to be here. Wanted to thank the County Office of Education for this honor. The County Office has been such a valuable partner since the inception of the Santa Cruz County College and Career Collaborative, or the S5C, since its founding in 2011. In our greater, other examples are greater opportunities for adult learning for adult learners, or a goal program, and many, many others. I probably have a top 100 list, but y'all have other things to get to today, probably. Our systems have navigated challenges together over the past few years, including the COVID pandemic, the CZU fires, the storms, the floods, and recently the challenges thrown at us by the federal administration that have challenged our funding streams and the safety and security of our students. Along the way, the County Office of Education has set a wonderful example of leadership for our county. We are so, so grateful to be named Partner of the Year, and we're really looking forward to innovating together with the COE on K-14 pathways and initiatives for years to come. So really, really happy to accept this. Thank you so much.
So Dr. Capps, on behalf of the County Board of Education and the County Office of Education, we'd like to present this award to you, to Cabrillo College, as the Organization of the Year for the County of Santa Cruz. And could we get Dr. Capps and the deans and vice president to join Dr. Capps with the board for a picture? Be great. And Adam as well, please. Kristen, and you too.
Okay, everybody, I've got 3 phones, so get comfortable. Then we're going to do the SLR in just a second.
Okay, back to regular programming. I'm sure this is by far one of our favorite times of the year where we get to acknowledge classified staff and partners with the County Office of Education. And so I know we have a lot to say, and we'll give an opportunity to the board to kind of comment. But first, I know we have a public comment on 10-1, so we'll hear that first.
We have a public comment request from Diego Montes. Diego, you should be able to speak whenever you're ready, and you have 3 minutes.
Hi, my name is Diego Montes, and I'm a student at Lynn Scott Charter Schools. And I want to say that I'm so proud of Emily that she got this award.
By far one of our favorite comments too, right? I want to open it up to our Board of Trustees to see if they would like to say anything on our 10-1 items. And I'll start with Greg Larson since he's remote right now, if he has any comments. Yay or nay?
Thank you very much. I'll speak a little bit as a parent for the first and the last awardee. My son for a year was at the small schools, the city schools, independent schools program with Cynthia Fernandez as in the remote schooling program. And I'm so impressed when I toured the campus as a new board member and to just see the spirit that Cynthia no doubt contributed to make for that campus. So as a parent and a board trustee, thank you. And then also for Cabrillo, both my children have been students at Cabrillo and have relished the experience and realized it was appropriate for both of them as they're on very different paths. And also just as a board member in particular to see the Cabrillo's leadership and shared community participation with the K-14 LGBTQ symposium, supporting city schools on the Latino Roles Model Conference, and your longstanding leadership on the Career College Collaborative, which has benefited so many families and students throughout this county, as well as my own. Thank you to all the awardees. And I'm so sorry I can't be there tonight. As my board members told me early in my service, this is always one of the highlight meetings to see the great work being done by so many throughout the county. And sorry, my family travel kept me away tonight, but it's great to enjoy it remotely.
Thank you, Trustee Larson. Is there anybody else that would like to do a brief comment or? No?
I'll just say I am overwhelmed by the amount of, or the capacity of our administratives and our teachers in this county, and really relish all of the communications and co-joining that we do in this county. So I thank our board and Ferris and our family, but that we have such a broad.
I'll say +1 to that. And I also think that these awards are really great because they highlight individuals that we would otherwise not know that are serving our county and our students so well. So I'm appreciative just of the award, process and an opportunity for parents and students and coworkers and to feature people that they feel like are really and the students. Thank you. Thank you again. Oh, yes.
I would like to say that I don't think we could have picked a better community partner. I personally have done a lot of classes at Cabrillo College, and I think it has been probably one of the most beneficial parts of my education in my whole journey so far. It's been really intriguing and challenging, and I would say just the best school experience yet.
Thank you for that firsthand experience. We appreciate that. All right, we are going to be moving on to item 10.2, which is our Santa Cruz County Office of Education Youth-Led Leadership Alliance presentations. And so at this time, I'm going to turn this over to Dr. Sabah, Nikki Ibarra, and Andres Ortiz.
Thank you so much for the opportunity to welcome students and youth to join you this evening and tell you a little bit about what they've been working on all year. As you know, part of our mission as a County Office of Education is to uplift student voice, to celebrate our amazing young people, to help take down any kinds of limits to their opportunities to be able to be successful. And with our Youth-Led Leadership Alliance, we've been partnering with different organizations and also supporting our own student leadership groups across the county. And we are interfacing with some of the most amazing young people we've ever been able to work with, including, of course, our student trustees and some of the youth you're going to be hearing from this evening. Part of our goal for each of the groups we interface with is to have a culminating activity for them to share some of the stories of the things that they've been working on. And so we try to figure out how to be able to do that today in a compressed format, because these young people could tell you about amazing things they're working on for quite some time. And of course, we don't have that luxury in these meetings. And so we've invited them to share with you a little bit about what they have been working on this year. And you're going to be hearing from a wide range of different groups and activities that they've been a part of. And I'd like to welcome Andres Ortiz, our Student Leadership and Engagement Coordinator, to tell you a little bit more and introduce our first group of students. Welcome, Andres.
Thank you, Superintendent Sabah, members of the board. Thank you so much for having us today and for making time to hear from these awesome students. I know members of the board, you all are probably very familiar with our Youth-Led Leadership Alliance, but for the members of the public, I just want to give a brief summary of what they are, what they consist of, and what they do. So YLLA, or the Youth-Led Leadership Alliance, is a network of 8 different topically focused groups that practice advocacy, build leadership skills, and engage in community service throughout Santa Cruz County. Each year, these groups undertake an action project, and that action project is organized, steered, and executed by the students with the help of their dedicated adult advisors. This project can take the shape of an event, a mural, a public service announcement, a community garden, or a zine. All of these groups are open to any high school student within Santa Cruz County, and they include Jóvenes Sanos, Latina Youth for Change, Youth Artists Taking Action, the Youth Poetry Collective, Youth for Environmental Action, the Queer Student Union, the Countywide Black Student Union, and of course, youth empowerment through technology and innovation. Next, you will hear these amazing students talk about all of the hard work that they put into their groups this year and all the amazing things that they learned along the way. So without further ado, I would like to welcome up Jóvenes Sanos.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for giving us the opportunity to be here today. My name is Alonso Garcia, and this is my peer.
Hi, I'm Ashley. Hi, I'm Ashley Lopez, and we are youth leaders from Jóvenes Sanos, a youth leadership program powered by United Way of Santa Cruz County, and currently we are located in Watsonville and SoCal. Today, we're excited to share some of the ways youth have been building leadership skills, promoting mental health, and creating community connections across the county.
Our work at Jóvenes Sanos focuses on mental health awareness, youth voice, leadership development, and peer connection. Through our mission, youth gain skills in public speaking, advocacy, and community engagement while helping create supportive spaces where youth people feel heard and connected. Our goal is to reduce the stigma around mental health and continue building a healthier, stronger community for the youth. Next slide. Now we will share the impact by numbers. First, we see that 1 in 7 U.S. youth ages will experience a mental health disorder every year from ages 6 to 17, sorry. The second impact by numbers shares that suicide is the second leading cause of death in ages 10 through 14 and 50% of all lifetime mental illness. And begins that by the age of 14 and 10% by the age of 24. When we talk about mental health, we are talking about real people, real families, and real lives. These numbers remind us why this work matters so deeply. This year, Jóvenes Sanos continues creating opportunities for youth wellness and community connection.
Next slide, please. Jóvenes Sanos also helped youth strengthen leadership skills through county-wide partnerships and youth-led opportunities. JS hosted the second Cultivating Community Fair with Vigil. Over 25 county-wide partners participated and over 200 community members joined the event. We also hosted our 4th annual Cultivating Hope Youth Mental Health Conference, where 80 youth participated in wellness workshops and created hope for our futures. During spring break, 8 Jóvenes Sanos youth also became part of the first youth cohort in Santa Cruz County to complete teen mental health first aid certification. Next slide, please. Youth leaders also had opportunities to share their voices through public speaking and community conversations. I, with my peer Lourdes Lopez, participated in the Calciano Symposium this year. We also had the opportunity to be featured on the K-Squid Community Radio, where we talked about mental health, peer support, and the importance of safe spaces for the youth. And lastly, through our work with youth participatory action research projects, we explored community issues and learned how to use our voices to create change. As we continue growing, we hope to expand to more campuses and continue creating opportunities where youth feel supported, connected, empowered, and accepted. Programs like Jóvenes Sanos help young youth build confidence, leadership skills, and stronger connections within their schools and communities. Thank you for your time and supporting the youth voice, mental health awareness, and leadership opportunities for the youth across the county. Do you guys have any questions for us?
There we go. To the trustees. I think only Wonderful presentation. I'm always so amazed by all of the students who come up and present because it's not an easy thing to do, even if you have a piece of paper in front of you. So thank you, and thank you for your presentation. Is Honosanos, is it just centrally located somewhere, or is it county-wide? Do you meet South County, Santa Cruz?
Yeah, we're located in Watsonville and SoCal, but
Mhm.
we definitely want to expand to more schools so that they can also have access to our resources.
Excellent, thank you. Are there any other questions from the board?
Love what you do.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
thank you.
Have a great.
Alrighty, so our next group, unfortunately, our student speaker, oh, thank you. Unfortunately, our student speaker for this next group fell ill this morning. Oh, look at that. All right. So instead, I'd like to welcome up our adult facilitator for this group, Latina Youth for Change. Please welcome Litsi Mosqueda Franyuti.
Hi, everyone. My name is Litsi Mosqueda Franyuti. I am the facilitator for Latina Youth for Change, and I'll tell you a little bit about us today. Sorry, getting ahead. Before I start, I actually wanted to acknowledge that last year around this time, we were known as Multilingual Youth Taking Action. While that mission still is a huge part to this group, we wanted to arrange a way for students to have a space, specifically Latina students, given all the social and political challenges that have arisen this year, and have a space for them to talk about their culture, talk about their upbringing, and any stories that they'd like to share with the community. So here is our new logo that Alexa, one of our students this year, helped create. Every year, we are able to participate in the 2026 World Languages Showcase. This is a showcase that happens every year, specifically this year at Harbor High. And we gather all schools throughout the county to help bring acknowledgement to the various languages and cultures that we share here in the area. It's such a beautiful time to have parents, board members, and educators come together and show their culture and language. We also participated in the 2026 Watsonville Film Festival. I found it crucial to integrate some sort of art in our Latina Youth for Change group this year. The theme for this year was Art as Resistance. So I wanted an ability to show Alexa, our student leader, what resistance and activism looks like in the art field. So Watsonville Film Festival was a great example for that. We saw various films from different organizers and students that engaged in gentrification and also addressed various discrimination and global issues. And finally, our community involvement was zines. We created different ways to get involved in community activism. As you can see, it involved joining our leadership group, being a part of the World Languages Showcase, volunteering, and these were distributed all throughout our libraries and public schools and community boards. And that is all. Thank you for your time.
Alrighty, and next I'd like to welcome up 3 students from our Youth Artists Taking Action group. Come on up.
Hi, we are Youth Artists Taking Action, or YATA. I'm Alexa, a freshman at PCS.
And I'm Ash. I'm a senior at AHS.
I'm Stella. I'm also a freshman at PCS. The goal this year was to create a film on the power of arts education. We had the opportunity to work with 2 teaching artists, Azucena Nieto, photographer and cinematographer, and Val Megarian, animator and painter.
We started by practicing figure drawing, and then we learned the fundamentals of drawing animation, as well as documentary interview techniques.
We started filming interviews of students and educators across the county, and we captured footage of students doing many different visual and performing arts.
Throughout the process, we came across challenges, specifically combining all the elements into one cohesive film. We also discovered that the journey of making a film requires many steps.
We started by interviewing more educators, but then realized we wanted to focus more on student voices.
Here's a short clip of our film called Creative Impact. It's the next one.
People could always say that I'm such a colorful and loud, expressive person.
Oh, wait.
Technical difficulties. Oh. Let's see if we can take this back. Yeah. Actually, could we rewind to the previous slide? Again. And then go ahead and push play. Perfect.
People could always say that I'm such a colorful and loud, expressive person, and I feel I'm that because of my art forms, not only through dancing, but through theater, through cheer and ASB, and I always am able to showcase who I am through these stuff, and I feel if somebody took away some part of that, I don't have a part of me there.
I feel like someone just took a part of me, like they just came to me, took a part of me away, and like I can't describe it because it would just like, so a part of me would be gone.
Probably be really boring. Like I wouldn't have any way to show off to anybody. I think that's a skill that I've entertained for a long time and that I've become really good at. And I think if it were to be taken away, I really wouldn't be good at anything else. Or like, I wouldn't be proud of myself.
Art's such a big part of my life. I don't think I could imagine it without it. Like growing up, I wanted to be an artist and I still do. It's, I think, something a lot of people take for granted. And I don't know, I don't want it to disappear.
This fall, we are excited to create a photography and mixed media project, collaborating with local partners, including the Museum of Art and History and Pajaro Valley Arts.
Thank you.
Right. So next, I'd like to welcome up, there we go, the Rising Voices, our youth poetry collective, led by our wonderful poet laureate, Nancy Miller Gomez. And I welcome these two students to the podium.
Hi, everybody. I'm Naomi.
And I'm Ash. I'm Ash.
And we are members of the Rising Voices Youth Poetry Collective, which is the newest group in the Youth Led Leadership Alliance. This was our very first year, and it was pretty awesome. The slides. So in the fall, we had 10 local teaching poets lead an 8-week series of poetry workshops at 12 schools in our county.
Throughout the year, we met weekly to talk about poetry and work on our own poems. We were invited to read poems on the radio and were featured on the cover of The Good Times. Then, with the help of Nancy Miller Gomez, Poet Laureate of Santa Cruz County, and Kay Bermender, we created a 160-page anthology representing 84 student poets from across the county. This book.
We're incredibly proud of this book. It was entirely designed and edited by us, the students, and you'll each be receiving a copy. We also planned poetry events so that students could read the poetry from the anthology at Kumbwa Jazz Center and also at the Watsonville Center for the Arts. 28 students came and shared their poems, and we had more than 300 attendees.
2 of us, including me, are now members of the Santa Cruz Youth Poet Laureate cohort, and one YPC member, Vicky, is the Youth Poet Laureate of Santa Cruz County. I would like to share with you an excerpt from one of my poems. Do I just move all of it? Okay. All right, this poem is called Solivagant. You can make many enemies in the woods. Promise me not to forget the apocalypse. Solivagant, come home to your cats, and chai can be poured like the old days, or some coffee, energy drink, or espresso. You never appreciated the options. Something else on your mind. Wise man, don't go home to the past. Remember the future issues of Earth. Dig a hole and bury your awareness. I prefer the silent struggle to the loud. Fight my battle like the mercenary. Defend my city, Trojan horse. Just do whatever, because you are Solivagant. At the end season, I am myself, and you don't pay rent to occupy my brain. Some things stay still after the pain. Goodbye, Solivagant. Majesty is yours. Thank you.
And we're also going to call up Sylvie Kaiser, who's also a member of the YPC, to read another poem.
Hi, everyone. Good to see you all again. This poem is entitled Everything I've Ever Loved, Exclusions Apply, and it was actually written at a one of the YLLA meetings where Nancy came to help us with the workshop for poems. My first cat and her sister, Cookie in January. The house that was blue, the pool that was gray, the backyard that kissed the library, the land of stories, Alice in all her forms, but especially the movie, a name I can't say since this one embarrasses me now, waking up, breathing, waking up on my 13th birthday and breathing, my cat now leaving me a rabbit leg chewed down to the bone except for the foot, my new good luck charm, 3rd grade, everyone I've ever called a friend, flowers, but especially the yellow roses my parents buy every birthday, turning 18, laughing so hard I start crying, and for once I don't mind not breathing. My sister when she calls me and we can't hang up. The fact that I made it out alive, myself. Thank you.
Thank you so much. This is our first year. We're already looking forward to next year and all the amazing opportunities. And we want to open it up if there are any questions at all.
I just want to say, wow, first year, you have a book, incredible poems. It's impressive what you all have done in just 1 year. So we really look forward, at least I look forward to what you guys are going to bring next year and hope to be able to attend, one of your performances. And we're so honored. Oh my God, thank you. Greg or any of the other trustees would like to say anything or have any questions? Thank you. All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
No, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Green button, okay.
Natural transition, given that Sylvie's a part of both groups, but here's Youth for Environmental Action.
Hello, everybody. My name is Leilani. This is my first year in Youth for Environmental Action. And this is our action plan for this year, the Trash Pact. Oh yeah, we'll be presenting about the Trash Pact. Our projects for this year are Environmental Summit and our next steps.
Yeah, so again, I'm Sylvie. This is my 4th year and final year being on the leadership team for YEA. And what I want to talk to you about is the Trash Pact, which is our annual project that began in 2025, following how students and administrators highlighted plastic pollution and a clean campus as their top concerns. So we took baseline waste audit data, which is the weighing and measuring of contents in waste bins to see how much of it is being sorted correctly. And we've been continuing waste monitoring and sorting throughout 2026 at 7 different high schools and 1 middle school. So we worked with the California Climate Action Corps fellows to do this, and 2 of them are in the audience tonight, and it's been great working with them. What we're seeing consistently, though, is food waste being incorrectly sorted or compost is not available at certain locations. And there's a lack of education around waste management, as well as a lack of tri-system waste management, which says streams for trash, recycling, and compost all in the same place. However, we did get food waste bins at 3 campus sites, which is an improvement. Oh, yeah. And here's a sample of what the waste audit data looks like. If you're interested, the blue text up there has links for all the sites that we did, as well as some photos of what we're finding, which is a lot of uneaten food, which is a huge issue.
This year, we hosted 3 community events for SCCS, PVUSD, and SLV, in which we invited local partners to table and discuss their projects and missions, and we offered volunteer opportunities to local students. We had games, a clothing swap, and presented on the Trash Pact and our goals as a club. And a big theme of these community events is why food waste is such a big issue.
Another thing we did this year was planting parties at Harbor High, Aptos High, and SLV. So we cleared out some unloved areas on our campuses and replaced them with native plant gardens. So we invited our staff, our students, some community partners to help us plant these native plants. And this supports native pollinators and brings back these native plants into our area. And it also helped our students feel more connected to the earth, which is one of our big goals. We also presented to the health classes at Aptos High. So every single freshman at Aptos got to learn about how to sort and manage waste and also how climate change can affect mental health. So one of the activities they got to do was a waste sorting relay where they got to compete with their classmates to see who could sort waste correctly the fastest. We also did a card game and gave them the opportunity to journal under the redwood trees we have on our campus.
Super exciting this year too. On April 20th, we held our annual environmental summit in which we invited schools from across the county to learn about sustainability. We had local partners tabling sustainable and locally sourced food and environmentally themed games. Our CCAC fellows paneled to discuss how they got involved in climate careers. Celso Ortega shared about her mission to bring sustainable farming to schools. And students from each district broke into breakout groups and brainstormed ways to implement sustainability in their schools. And then we discussed as a whole group ideas to take back with us to begin making the eco-friendly shift. And the event brought 250 people this year.
Hi, I'm Mason. This is my second and last year in YEA, and I'm here to share about the next steps. So as you can see, we've built a lot of momentum and we really want to keep it going. In the future, we want to continue the Trash Pact and we want to see better waste management implemented along with more native plant gardens. What we need is administration to continue helping with promotion and outreach to schools or to students in schools. This could include school-wide emails, flyers, and announcements, helping connect YEA events to school calendars and other school-wide events. We have had success with student volunteers for audits, planting parties, waste monitoring, and showing up to the summit. Some incentives that worked included rewarding kids with community service hours, giveaways of food and plants, etc., and using the events as incentive to clear absences. Students are making change, and thank you so much for supporting that. Do you have any questions for YEA?
Yes. I don't have a question, but I just have a comment. I think it's genius to start teaching the freshmen when they come in as an entry thing, because the longer you do it, the more it becomes a habit. And so congratulations on that and all the success that you've had so far. And hopefully we can continue to support all of you and your efforts from high school, middle school, and hopefully into elementary. But thank you. Are there any other questions or comments? Yes, please.
Well, what you do is awesome. I just want to mention being at the environmental summit. It was just great to just sort of be told what to do by the students. Thank you for your leadership and your hard work.
All right. Well, thank you very much.
And our next student leadership group is our Queer Student Union. Come on up.
You can go first.
Hello, I am Everest Vasquez, and this is my last year in the Queer Student Union, and I go by any pronouns, but they, them is preferred.
Hello, my name is Misha Wiseman. I am a junior at PCS, and I just joined this club maybe 2 months ago. I'm hoping to continue doing more work next year, and I use she, her pronouns. So if we want to go to the next slide, how do we do it? Green button.
So, as a collective, the QSU basically advocates for LGBTQ plus youth in all school sites across the county, as well as for their needs. And this is a general timeline of what we have done this year, and the next slides will elaborate on it.
So for this year, we have had 3 main goals as an organization. The first is making sure to protect queer youth. So we did that through submitting public comment on federal bills targeting trans youth access to gender affirming care. Our second goal was advocating for LGBTQ rights, which involved meeting with state legislators in Sacramento to discuss ongoing legislation. Our third and final goal for this year was to create and share resources. So we created a queer survival zine, which was based off of some data we had gotten on a survey last year.
Tell us a little bit about what your main focus has been during your time in the group, whether it be this year or last year or both, and how you see those connecting.
My main focus in QSU was primarily after everything which had happened in this country to just ensure every LGBTQ plus student has a safe space they can go to, or just has the support they need in order to be efficient students.
So that was us on KSQD, or specifically Everest. I wasn't there. Getting to share, that was just one small part of the entire thing that we had on KSQD.
And in March, we also attended Advocacy Day with Equality California in Sacramento. And as somebody who did attend the event along with 3 other QSU members who we are presenting on the behalf of tonight, I can personally say that the event really showed me that I am able to make a difference through the QSU and being part of YLLA, even if my impact isn't necessarily massive. I was able to know that I do have access to speaking with government representatives and sharing my voice with them. It also did make me realize that actively talking to people in power is a lot less intimidating than it may seem. So I would encourage everybody who wants to advocate for their community's rights. I would definitely recommend attending one of these events if possible.
And then this was the Zine that we made. Everest is going to pass out. Hopefully there's enough. If not, people can share. Okay, not Everest, but on behalf of Everest, they're being passed out. So we created a queer survival Zine, the Queer Student Union did, that addresses some of the most pressing concerns facing LGBTQ plus youth in Santa Cruz County, such as slurs and bullying in schools. And we shared self-care strategies. We talked about how you could connect with supportive and affirming communities, and how queer youth could navigate online spaces in a conscious and intentional way. And the most important thing to remember is that these zines are not a solution, but they're a way for us to start to commit to create an impact that can hopefully lead to more change in the future. Thank you. I have one last thing to say before we're done. one problem that I noticed, not just in this club, but just in general, was that there's not much communication between different queer organizations at different schools. So one of the goals that I was suggesting for the future of the Queer Student Union was to try and create some sort of infrastructure to connect and have communication between clubs at different schools, so that instead of having, some people from certain clubs come and join the QSU and do work here, and at the same time having kind of isolated clubs at individual schools do their own work, there could be more of a countywide connection. And with that, is there any questions or comments that any of you have for us?
First, thank you so much for the presentation. Your group does so much, across our county, and this is also very impressive. I think that I don't know how this is distributed amongst the students in the county, but tell us how we can get it to everybody. I don't know if it means more fundraising or whatever, but this is impressive, and I think it's really important to get the information out to students. And so thank you for the work you do and for your passion. And it is scary talking to politicians. I'm sorry. It can be, but we're proud that you were able to go out and do that and advocate for yourself and for fellow students. Are there any comments or questions from the rest of the board? I believe Trustee Larson has one.
Since I'm not there to receive the zine, I was just wondering if it's available by link, perchance. And before you answer, great presentation. Glad, really like the idea of the cross-campus linkage to strengthen the collective and meeting the needs of all queer students throughout our community.
So in terms of getting out this resource of the zine to different students, we would love to have your help on that. That's actually been one of our issues. So far, these are the only ones we've printed out. So whether that's having your help finding some place to print it properly, or even just using the printers here, that would be really helpful. And I don't know if there's community members who would be willing to go to different schools and give that to just students, that would be great. Yeah, so far we've just created it. It's kind of in your hands now to get it out to all the people. In terms of a link to it, I'm sure there is one. I know that there is one. I don't know if it's in the chat. I don't know if somebody can do that. If we can have our advisor help with that to try and put it somewhere so that people who aren't in person can get access to it. But I know that it exists.
Page, right?
And I'd also like to say congratulations to Everett as
Yes.
another awardee of the Queer Student Leadership Awards. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Although I would also like to add that as somebody who is going to move on to college after this school year, I would also definitely be appreciative of having more linkage between the GSAs, or whichever name the LGBTQ plus clubs across all the Santa Cruz County high schools choose to go by. Because I'm aware of the fact, even though I'm not going to be there and present, I'm aware of the fact there are hundreds of students who could potentially benefit off of that linkage.
We have a comment, another comment.
I just want to thank you really deeply for what you're doing. These are actually kind of scary times, and given what's been coming at us from the national government and some forces in our country, that there's been progress in recent years, but there's now backlash, and it is hurting people. And I applaud you for standing up, and just know that you have a lot of allies, and you're not alone, and a bunch of us stand with you. So thank you for what you're doing, and hang in there. There are going to be hard times, but we're going to surpass.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
And I will follow up with the board on getting the link to the zine so you all can view that digitally as well. Next, I'd like to welcome up two of our next year's leaders of the Countywide Black Student Union. Please give them a round of applause.
Hey, so how y'all doing? My name is Pedro. I am the newly elected vice president of Santa Cruz High BSU, and this is.
Hi, I'm Anaya, and I'm the president of BSU.
And today we're going to be giving you guys a little presentation about like what we do, some things that we have done, and then what we're really just trying to accomplish about like in the future.
Well, to start off, we're we're a collection of Black student unions from different schools across the county, meant to bring the community or the Black community together, since it's, you know, very limited here. But yeah, next slide. And then right now, County BSU is made up of 3 different independent BSUs: Santa Cruz High, Soquel, and PV. But for next year, we're looking forward to adding schools like Aptos, Harbor, and like PCS. Our belief with the County BSU is that together we can accomplish things that no singular BSU can accomplish. This belief of ours has driven us to chase opportunities to further help our students economically and academically, but also bring awareness to social causes. Without County BSU, not without County BSU, not a singular BSU, we could have achieved it by themselves. And then next slide. One of the things that we did this year was go to have a Black College Expo trip in Oakland, and this was meant for us to connect to HBCUs, CSUs, and UCs. This gave our students the opportunities to earn scholarships, connect with recruiters, and learn about many resources available to support Black youth. We also took a trip to the Black Panther Museum the same day and got to learn about things like programs and communities that the Black Panthers created to support their communities.
All right, so this is our Reed Bridges walk, where we walked in celebration of Reed Bridges, who in 1960 became the first African American child to enroll in an all-white school. Some of the schools that participated in this event were Pajaro Valley High School, Soquel High School, Santa Cruz High School, and this year Live Oak Elementary. And this was really a significant point for County BSU, just because of the fact that for the first time in our 4 years doing this, we were able to get an elementary school doing this in Live Oak Elementary School. All right, so on the right, you can see a picture of a resolution that we passed called Eliminating the Use of the N-word in All Hate Speech. So essentially, this was a resolution that we passed that cracked down on the use of hate speech, but more specifically the N-word. We chose to pursue this just because like most of us have gone through hate speech. We have been called slurs, nicknames, and all that. And then on the left, you can see a picture of Reggie Stevens recording his narration for our PSA, where he's talking about the differences in culture and the racism he went through when he moved as a teenager from Louisiana to Santa Cruz County. In this PSA, Reggie, like I said, discusses the racism he went through living in Santa Cruz as a Black teenager, and discusses how he overcame that racism to succeed and eventually play in the NFL. The PSA is scheduled to be finished sometime during the summer, and we plan to start showing this to students, Santa Cruz, not only Santa Cruz High, but in like a lot of other schools in the county by the beginning of next school year.
This happened earlier this week on Monday. We had our passing of the torch ceremony for incoming students on the board. This was meant to show the continuity of the legacy and that we're trying to build and pass down.
All right, so to finish the presentation off, this Sunday we're actually going to be hosting our 27th annual Black graduation. So this graduation is open to all Black identifying students that live in Santa Cruz County, from Watsonville to all the way to Scotts Valley, and everybody's welcome to come and watch and participate potentially. This graduation was made to celebrate the achievements of Black students throughout the county and the memories and connections they have made throughout their time in County BSU. That is it for our presentation. If you guys have any questions.
First, thank you for your presentation and the work that you're doing at the BSU across the county. And I have had the opportunity to attend your Black graduation over the years, and it's a wonderful celebration. So if you have the opportunity, please do go and celebrate our students. Do we have any other comments or questions from our board of trustees? I'm gonna look for, nope.
I would like to just share that the resolution that the students created
Yes.
is the resolution that this board approved. So thank you for your leadership in making that
Absolutely.
happen.
Yes. Thank you.
All right. And our last presentation, but certainly not least, is our youth empowerment through technology and innovation. Let's give them a round of applause.
Hello, everyone. We are Yeti, or Youth Empowerment Through Technology and Innovation. And this year, we're here to share about what information we gathered, what we're doing, and our plans are for next year.
Hi. Oh, is it on? Okay. Hi. I'm Joe McGinty. I'm a 12th grader at Delta High School.
Hello, I'm Mason Gershenson. I'm 9th grader at San Lorenzo Valley High.
I'm Razvan Gogosanu, 9th grader at San Lorenzo Valley High.
I'm Stefan Gogoshanu, and I'm a 9th grader and also go to San Lorenzo Valley High.
Hello, I'm Sterling Duncan. I'm a 9th grader who goes to Harbor High School.
We had 4 goals this year, and the first one was to use the MIT curriculum as our guide, which is we tested a pilot curriculum by MIT that discussed what AI is and how to use it. After we finished the curriculum, one of its designers presented to us about her work. Another thing we did was we made a countywide survey about AI to gather what students' opinions on it are. And most of the students were very concerned about AI limiting critical thinking and its environmental impacts. We will continue gathering the data next year as well.
So our third of these 4 goals is to use that aforementioned survey to develop a kind of AI Bill of Rights for all the schools around the county. It was also our 4th goal was to develop and recommend AI literacy curriculum and standards for students around the county to get, to be able to prepare them for AI to come and AI now.
Okay, some of our bonus items. We went to the AAUW and we gave a panel to all of the attendees, or I mean, just people who wanted to come and watch, and kind of inform them about like AI and what we do. On May 6th, we went on a field trip up to San Francisco, up north. We went to the Google and Common Sense Media campuses, and we were interviewed by both of which. And then we also made a few recommendations on an AI literacy curriculum, and we are working on possibly getting one of them published currently. And then also we have 3 students who go to SLV, and they were chosen because of their work with Yeti to join the SLV AI task force.
So what we plan to do next with Yeti is, we applied to speak at an AI summit with MIT, so we still have to hear back from them. And we also want to report back to MIT what we had. But the one thing that's interesting about us that MIT kind of found surprising is that we were the only county to actually use their curriculum, as everyone else was actually a school district. And so now with that, we plan to move on and kind of oversee school districts within the county to bring in more data for MIT. And also on the SLV USD task force, me, Mason, and Razvan all presented and voice our opinions. And we also took some of the survey data that SLVUSD had to also use it in our data for creating guidelines for AI. Thank you, guys. Does anybody have any questions before we leave?
Once again, we're really impressed with presentations that are coming out of these youth-led groups. It's amazing. One question, how long has Yeti been around and how many schools are have a like a team or a group led?
I'm pretty sure that lots of us are first year, but for example, us three have been on a task force. I'm not sure if any other school has done that, but yeah.
Yeah, just to clarify, so this is Yeti's second year.
Second year, okay.
Yes. Last year was our inaugural year. And to my knowledge, I believe SLV is the only one that has a task force at this time. And I'm looking at Stephanie. Is that true? I stand corrected. Scotts Valley and PVUSD. And Santa Cruz City Schools. Oh, so way more than I thought. I
Yeah.
apologize. Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing. I'm glad to hear that it's cross county. It's a lot. It's a great work that you guys are doing. You're doing a lot. Like that's a lot of big, big goals, and so we look forward to hearing the end of the next year, how far you've come, seeing your presentations and in the work that you guys are doing. Is there any other comments? Is it Larson? Yes, Trustee Larson has a question.
Question as before, it'd be great to see a copy of the Sentinel op-ed or a link to it, or I can try to search for it myself, but maybe Andres could send that out to us. And great work, and there's so much happening with technology in terms of encouraging and managing AI and technology in the classroom. And as it moves to our glasses and eventually into our heads, I think those become challenging situation.
I think it's really incredible that you guys, at least your surveys show how conscientious you all are regarding critical thinking and how AI can be beneficial, but we have to be careful in how much it affects our environment. So that's impressive. Again, I'll open it up if there's anybody else.
President Williams, if I might add
Yes.
one thing, two things I wanted to add. One, certainly we will send the board the news articles. In addition to the op-ed, I wanted to highlight that one of our Yeti students who's here tonight, Joe McGinty, is also being profiled by the Santa Cruz Sentinel because in addition to her work with Yeti, she was one of the students who contributed to an AI policy proposal that went before the state Senate here in California and has been doing some amazing work on this. So we will send you both of those pieces.
Thank you, guys. Yeah.
We have a comment from a student, Trustee Amor.
Despite my unfortunate initials, I am very much against AI, I would say, and I really appreciate you guys taking the initiative to kind of look through the impact and stuff like that. I think it would be really great for you guys to work with Youth for Environmental Action, just because there is a major impact on the students and there's also a major impact on the environment when AI is used.
All right. Well, thank you again for your presentation. Congratulations.
And that concludes our Youth-Led Leadership Alliance presentation for this year. Thank you so much for the time. And thank you to all of our amazing students, our dedicated advisors, and all the family and friends that came to support our students today. Another round of applause for them, please. Thank you.
And thank you, Andres, for being such an amazing coordinator with all of our student-led programs. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, my pleasure.
Let's see here. So I hate to say the fun part is over. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Good business is starting. Stay, please. Well, as our student-led groups make their exit, we're gonna prepare for item 10.3. Oh my goodness, sorry about that. Item 10.3, our PCS annual diversity update and report. Yeah, we're gonna give it just a minute, but just in preparation.
I didn't know that this was
Okay, fun phase 2, 10, or I should say 10.3. Pacific Collegiate School Annual Diversity Update and Report. And then I'm going to hand it over to Dr. Ferris Sabah for introductions.
Yes, the fun continues. And with Pacific Collegiate School, really an honor that this County Board of Education is the authorizer for this wonderful charter school in Santa Cruz County. As part of our kind of partnership and relationship, there's a lot of aspects that where we work closely with PCS, and you also visit. You have a subcommittee that recently visited the school. We also are participating and visiting and being a part of your of PCS's board meetings at sometimes, and really doing everything we can to support this wonderful school continue to offer services. And so part of the what we do annually is that the Pacific Collegiate, as you know, comes to provide a presentation on a variety of topics on the work that's being done. And with one aspect being on that annual update is on the diversity of the school and the efforts the school is undertaking to ensure that the student population is representative of the community from which they bring students. And so it's really been a pleasure to work with Chris Geyer, who's our head of school, who has joined PCS this year. We also took Maria Reitano to join us here at the County Office of Education, and really just continue this strong partnership. So welcome and thank you for being here today.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone, and thank you to board members for having us here tonight. We really appreciate the opportunity to share more about Pacific Collegiate School and just some of the good work that's happening within the community. My name is Rosa Garcia, and I currently serve as the Vice President of the PCS School Board. I'm also honored to be stepping into the role of Board President next academic year. So tonight I'm joined by our new head of school, Christopher Geyer, as well as our amazing Director of Special Education, Jessica Alvarez, and our current Board President, Michael Kubo. So with that, I'm going to hand it over to Mike so that he can get us started.
Thank you, Rosa, and thank you, trustees, Dr. Sabah, and staff, the COE staff, for your time tonight. I'm Mike Kubo, current Board President at PCS. I'm pleased to introduce our new head of school, Christopher Geyer. After an extensive search, we were fortunate to find in Chris the qualities that we were looking for in our next leader: clear and kind communication, a genuine commitment to equitable student outcomes, and deep experience in both. Oh, sorry. Thank you. How do I do that? Green button.
I'm sorry, maybe somebody might have walked off.
Oh, okay, there it is. It's under, okay, that's okay. Okay, there he is, Christopher Geyer. I introduced Christopher Geyer. Sorry for that. So we were fortunate enough to find in Chris the qualities that we were looking for in our next leader: clear and kind communication, a genuine commitment to equitable student outcomes, and deep experience in both school and district level administration. He has brought steady, grounded leadership to PCS, and his impact is already being felt across our school community. Right, green button. There we go. Our mission and vision reflect a core commitment that an excellent college preparatory education should be accessible to every student who walks through our doors. We are actively working to remove structural barriers to educational access and success, and to better reflect the racial and socioeconomic diversity of Santa Cruz County in our school community. The way we tell that stories to families, to prospective students, and to the broader public centers on what makes PCS unique, on celebrating student success, and on lifting up the exceptional work of our faculty and staff. To share some of those successes with you tonight, I'll turn it over to our Director of Special Education, Jessica Alvarez. Green button. Yeah. Do you want me to?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Green button. There we go.
Hey, Jessica Alvarez, the Director of Special Education. I've had the privilege of working at PCS for the last 5 years. So what you're looking at is some demographic information regarding our student population. And on the left side, you'll see the current student enrollment by ethnicity and grade as of April 2026. And then on the right side, you'll see the student enrollment by ethnicity and academic year. So one of the key points that I want to highlight here is the data. What is the data telling us? The data is telling us that we're making steady progress towards ensuring that our program is accessible to all interested families. This is reflected in both our current student body and the increases in diversity over the past decade. The work still needs to get done, though. We still need to get the messaging out, and we would like to see more diversity within the numbers and population that we have represented up here as well. Next slide, please. So how is it that we retain the students that come through our doors? One of the ways that we're able to do that is by offering a variety of different student clubs and different organizations. So a couple things that we've highlighted here are the Black Student Union, BIPOC Group, Queer Intersectional Alliance, Adelante. Adelante is a program that's focused on celebrating and educating members of the community about Latin American culture. Oh, so sorry. Can you guys hear me better now? I apologize for that. One of the ways that we're able to cultivate student success, and I feel like connection, is by creating safe spaces for students. Having safe spaces if they're a part of a group and or activity that highlights an area of interest. And there's a lot of data that shows that a strong social connection and peer acceptance directly correlates to increased rates of academic achievement, which has also led to increased motivation, attendance, and student engagement. How are we able to do that? First and foremost, when kids walk into our doors, what we do is we greet them. When kids are coming in late, and you can attest to this, I'm never like, where were you? What do I say? You're here. We're glad that you're here. Welcome. Another way that we're able to foster student success is by offering a number of supports. First, when it comes to academic advisement, we have 3 counselors that provide academic counseling to students in 7th and 8th, 9th and 10th, and then 10th through 12th. In addition to that, our college counselor provides amazing informational sessions for families. Let's say you're not sure where to start. She'll go through a thorough and comprehensive explanation as to what is the first step, and she helps guide and educate students along the ways. I've been to a number of her presentations, and I am always astounded by what I didn't know and the way that she presents information in a friendly and informative manner. In addition to that, social and emotional counseling. We have a number of students that deal with comparison to their peers, wanting to achieve the highest, GPA possible, and then also just grappling with what is it to be a student and just a human in today's world. And so we provide a lot of social and emotional counseling. I work in partnership with my assistant principal, Rafael Ramirez, in addition to our social and emotional counselor, David Salinas. So we provide real in-time coaching opportunities for kids. If you have a problem, how do you solve that problem? What are the communication skills that you need in order to be able to address that problem and move forward? Mental health services. I'm very happy to say that we're able to provide mental health services to our students 4 days a week. And we've partnered with a local agency, formal and informal tutoring. So we have a very dedicated staff that will oftentimes come in before school, work during tutorial, and then also provide after school tutoring. And one of the things that we've really encouraged students to do is to work past their fear of asking for help, for fear of the perception that, you know, they're not good enough or they're not that smart. And I always tell them, we have free tutoring services here. Please don't go out, you know, and pay someone else. Take advantage of your teacher, the person that's teaching you the curriculum and stuff. First step is showing them how to ask for help and taking advantage of those free resources. And then also our student success team. So regularly, every 6 to 8 weeks, we look at our student data. We see how students are growing. We have regular meetings with parents to address the social, emotional, behavioral, and or academic needs that students are presenting. We work in collaboration so that the parents and students really feel like this is a partnership. We're here to support you. And I always tell my students, I have one goal for you, and that's to get you across the finish line, but to ensure that you have the skills and the strategies that you need to not only be successful here at PCS, but wherever you choose to go. That's it.
We really cleared the room, didn't we? It's not me, is it? So once we get the word out and make our program accessible to as many as we can, all interested families, we will obviously want to make sure that students are successful. So our middle and high school students are consistently meeting or exceeding standards at far greater levels than other area districts and certainly higher than the state. And these are our ELA and math performance over time. Thank you. And then of course our AP, our board has established rigorous expectations for graduation for earning a diploma. But again, it's providing the supports and resources to make sure that students are successful. And one of the requirements is that all students must complete at least 5 AP courses before they graduate. And students are encouraged, although not required, to take the accompanying AP tests. And we're proud of the level of access and achievement by all of our students. High passage rates on AP tests, including those receiving additional support services, IEPs, 504s, and English learners. And our students are well prepared for life after PCS, with post-secondary options ranging from college, for which we have a 100% acceptance rate, and technical and other career options. Our CCI indicator on the dashboard is 100%. So we're pretty proud of that. Then, of course, good fiscal stewardship. So it begins with sound budgets, prioritize services in the classroom in partnership with our board and our finance committee. We consistently have clear audit results. We maximize our revenues from our LCFF, other state, federal grants, and development. So about 10% of our budget comes from our development efforts. And one of the things we're playing with in the development side, which I know is a little bit unique in the charter world, perhaps from more traditional, part of how we can offer such a rich and diverse program for foreign languages, all these AP classes, is the support of our families. And it's been kind of an ask, right? And it's a little bit of a guess of if we had everybody participate, it could be this amount. We know historically how many do, so it's a little bit of that. For next year, we're working on what we're calling an equity matrix. And this is something we learned from a couple of other schools, particularly some over the hill in Oakland, where we want to engage more families. So it's less about how much you give, more about, do we have a lot of buy-in from our community? So there's tiers that families can self-select based on their comfort level. At whatever range that is, we talk about what our goal is and how much we might need at each level. But really, it's about honoring whatever families are willing and able to give as part of the contribution towards their child and all of our children's success. So we're really looking forward to that and how that kind of shifts the conversation a little bit, at least in the development front. And then looking forward, it'll be a big year next year. So we'll be renewing our strategic diversity development plans. LCAP will be in year 3 of 3. So we'll do our updates on the current plan as we develop our goals for the next 3-year plan. And then all of this is aimed, well, focusing all these goals. So there's a lot of goals right now. As I came in, just to be clear, I'm, reading a lot of docs and information, and there's like, how does anybody track all these goals? But they did. So Dr. Ratana, to her credit, did wonderful job tracking all of that. Left all that in good hands, a lot of information for me. But we'll be updating those, making sure that the goals are aligned, right? So that we're focused on the right things and how we serve students, and aiming for charter renewal from all of you. We are middle performing, so that makes us potentially eligible for a 5-year renewal. So, and thank you for your time this evening, and we welcome any comments or questions you may have.
Thank you. It's good to see both of you again.
Likewise, thank you.
We did have our charter committee visit the school, and we had a charter committee meeting. So I know we've had a really solid conversation with Trustee Roth, myself, and Trustee Sanchez. So before I give comments or questions, I'm going to open it up to our other trustees who are not on the charter to ask any questions, comments regarding the presentation, numbers, etc. See, I will go with Trustee Larson since he's remote right now.
Forward to getting the presentation delivered to us as well. Thank you, just in hard copy. And thank you, Mr. Dyer, for your presentation, and having the other board members and staff and leadership of the school present is very helpful. Love the staff report that was provided in the packet. And in particular, given our historical focus on the equity aspects of not only your long-standing academic excellence and career prep and work, but also the reflection of the broader community. I was pleased to see the reference in the staff report on page 4 and page 10 to external acknowledgement of your relative success nationally by the College Board and by AP for the Equity and Access Award. So it was just encouraging to see that in the broader context, you're being recognized for your work. With that, I don't really have any questions. I've appreciated the openness of your campus and board for trustee visits as you reside in the district I represent, but serve a much larger population. So thank you for that, and look forward to the discussions over the next couple of years.
Thank you.
Thank you, Trustee Larson. And oh yeah, go ahead.
Do you have a question about under the diversity umbrella? You have a very small proportion of African American students, and to the point where they can't be reported on in their testing, their assessment results. So I was just curious about how active is your Black Student Union?
It's active. Do you want to answer that? I don't.
Currently, we have, I want to say close like 9 to 10 students that are participating in BSU. And one of the things that I didn't highlight, can you guys hear me? That I didn't highlight is that as leader of Adelante, I'm very proud of the fact that I have leaders from all the other student groups within my Adelante group. So I have the president of BSU, I have a representative from BIPOC, from QIA, and then also from Jewish Student Union, and then from FEMCO. And so my hope and desire is to bring people together, to bring those leaders together so that we could help create further alliances and strong political and social bonds together. One of the challenges that we have faced, though, is students with this current social climate not wanting to participate in affinity groups. What does it mean to be a hyphenated American? What does it mean to be socially active? What does it mean to be politically active? How do I identify with this identity group? How is it representing me? So having candid conversations as to what we can do to, number one, empower, educate, inform, and really let students know we want to create a safe space for you. This is why it's important from a historical perspective, but then also to help, increase and improve your experience here at PCS. What I always tell my students is, you don't have to prove that you have a place at the table. Your seat is here. And what I want to do is I want to work with you and educate you so that you feel empowered to be able to be active and be a part of the conversation and or discussion. Yeah.
Just to add on to the question, the BS, how active they are. I'm not sure you actually, she got
If I
the answer, like
answered-
how active you have 8 to 10 members, but who is the teacher coordinator, and are they doing things within their group? Because it's not being Black Student Union is not a political group. It's
Yes and no. So we currently have 2 active members and we had 2 advisors. I was kind of like a co-advisor because of the fact that we don't have the person that typically fostered that group within that role. And one of the things that we've done is different educational like workshops and activities to commemorate very specific, like dates and or events. But I don't know right now how active they are with the other community organizations. I believe the group that was here before said that they're going to be working in partnership with representatives from PCS next year. But right now, what we're really just seeing is a decline overall. So how active are we? I think that we're as active as we can be within our small group environment. I don't know how we've been able, though, to be a part of different community organizations and or events within the greater Santa Cruz County.
so. Did it answer your question? Okay.
I can say a little bit. It was establishing a new advisor was something that was put on my radar pretty quickly upon arriving, before students even started. So I quickly knew there was a need for that. So we identified a couple of staff members that were willing to do it. So that's been established. There's 2 young ladies who are the co-presidents. So I have periodic interactions with them, particularly around issues. February in particular, as we honor Black History Month. So, they're as active as they want to be. The kids are members, and where they reach out and where they need things or want to have their voice lifted by this school, they're perfectly comfortable either coming to see me. I'm in the hallways all the time. So, I think it kind of ebb and flows on their interests and their workload, but, I think it's active, it's there. So I don't know quite how to quantify that exactly.
Well, welcome, Dr.
Nope,
Mr.
Mr.
Mr. Welcome, doesn't matter to me.
All good.
The board, I think, knows that I'm one of the people here who have held PCS's feet to the fire on the representing the whole community and making it that a positive goal. And I had great pleasure in watching Dr. Gaetano make really good progress over the years that she served. And I look forward to that continuing. And
absolutely,
what I've said before, with the quality of education that PCS provides, if you're not actively working to be as diverse as the community, that you're just reinforcing the status quo,
right,
which is unacceptable. So your mission, I think, is clear, and you're welcome here. And all the other things that PCS does are widely respected and honored around the county and as we know, nationwide. And congratulations for joining us here.
Thank you. Appreciate that. And I agree, we will continue to grow and improve on that front.
From my knowledge, the way that students get enrolled in your school is a sort of lottery system. I am wondering if you guys have set spots for diversity groups for students to be able to join the school.
Great question. And the answer is yes. So we have more students, more families are interested than we have spots. So we do have a lottery, but there are priorities within the lottery. So students that represent low income, foster homeless, English learners would have priority, so they actually could get in twice. So we hold spots first in a lottery. They would have priority. Then it would be spots filled after that.
Are those the only 3 groups that you have spots for?
Primarily, yes. It's pretty broad. What I will say though is that that only applies to 7th grade right now. And so I'd like to I'd like to expand that. I don't see any reason why that shouldn't be applied to every grade level, or at least 9th grade. So 7th grade makes sense. It's our first class. High school, we have a peak entry there. So I would think it would make sense that there'd be some priority in those areas as well.
Yes, I think that would be good to like expand it throughout the grades. And I also think that there could be more groups in there like added or more diversity.
And no, there is one more group. It's first-time college goer.
Yes, thank you. My apologies.
Is there also, I think from our meeting, I remember that there's also spots held for siblings as well as teachers and faculty, their children, et cetera. So there are multiple tier categories
Yeah.
before it
Yeah.
does the broader, correct?
Correct. So there's a couple of different areas. So one, there's priority spots held in the lottery, siblings, children of families, board members. It's one of the ways we draw talent from the community and board members. But it's not in their first year, right? So we make sure that they're coming, they're committed to the school, then their children could come. So that's kind of how that works, broadly speaking.
And Trustee Larson?
Sorry. Wanted to ask a clarification either from Mr. Geyer or Superintendent Dr. Sabah, which is the criteria that the PCS uses for its lotteries for low-income English learners, first to college generations. Those have been tested and allowed so far, while explicit race or other demographic criteria and lotteries have generally not been allowed legally. Is that a fair statement? Either.
Yes, that's correct. Yeah, we can't explicitly provide priority or discriminate based on race or ethnicity when it comes to process.
We can also not do it based on disability status as well.
Yeah, and I will add that as someone that's been on the committee for the charter schools, I feel like PCS has historically been very open to our suggestions and making changes to those preferences in the lottery to have a more diverse student body, given the while still obeying the law, right, and what is being asked of us.
Okay, go ahead. Trustee Roth?
Hi. What happened, each student takes 5 IP classes. They do not have to take the IP exams.
Correct.
What happens if they do not pass an IP class? Maybe that never happens, but what would happen?
2 different things. So taking the AP class is separate from the AP test. So the score on the AP test doesn't necessarily influence their score in the class. So you could get an A in the class for the sake of argument and not pass the AP test. You still have an A in the class. You just haven't earned the credit for college or recognition that might go along with your AP test score. It's rare that a kid would get an A in the class and not pass the test, but for the sake of argument, that's a possibility. They're separate things. But we look at them, the data to see what does the success rate look like, how are students doing, and are our grades reflective of the knowledge and skills they've learned as demonstrated on the AP tests, which we have no control over. So it's an external representation of the success of our program, or the relative success.
Well, would a student still be able to graduate from PCS having either not completed 5 classes or not passed?
Well, yeah,
Maybe it's never happened, but it just,
you have to have passed, you have to have passed 5 AP classes to graduate. So yes, if you, separate from whatever AP test you've taken, you have to pass the classes to earn a diploma. I think that's to answer your question directly.
And your graduation rate shows that the vast majority of
they
them
all passed.
end up passing.
Right. Well, and as I think, as I mentioned earlier, I mean, we have a moral and ethical obligation to ensure that the students we have can be successful in our program. So it doesn't do us any good to reach out and have, fill all of our seats if the students can't be successful in the program. So, and that's not automatic. There's a lot of supports that's provided, both academic and, the sense of belonging, social, emotional, mental wellness, all those other things that enrich the high school experience.
Thank you.
Sure, of course.
Okay. Thank you. It's like I said, it's nice to see you both again.
Likewise, thank
And
you.
information. Regarding the report, it seems very heavily on your success when the students are there. And our report is a diversity update. So I would really be interested in seeing more about what your goals are for increasing that diversity and where you currently stand in the current strategic plan for that. So, yeah, because there's no doubt that once the students get there, they're very successful, and we're very proud for you for that, all of that. But I'd like to see a little bit more about what your plan is and the strategy around the outreach. You can't force students to apply, but like,
Right.
What does it look like when the outreach, and that
Sure.
sort of thing. Okay. Let's see here. And then looking at the numbers, I know that there's the J. Matthews Challenge, and I think that the equity and the E&E, that's based upon testing, correct? It's not necessarily the equity of the student body. It's about the testing, correct?
Each of those has a different algorithm for determining what success looks like. Part of this was meant to build on the very detailed report that Dr. Rattano provided last year. So it was updating some of the information provided there. Some of it is diverse, like US News and Report has a lot of different data points. I think that one might be testing.
And I just kind of dug deep just because I'm a numbers person. So I noticed that, after sifting through it, there's about 10 charter schools within California that are listed. PCS is listed as having the lowest percentage of those that fall under sort of that lunch category, like, qualifying. So definitely interested in, understanding what that strategy is for, moving that number up from 10% to maybe even like I think the next school is like out of Fresno, which is a much bigger county. It's, it's not apples to apples.
Right.
But they definitely have a similar sort of demographics. So that's just my comment. Love to see more about what those goals look like, and where you are with those. So.
Sure. And I'll work with Dr. Russell as we develop those plans, and Dr. Sabah. And if there's appropriate ways to share our progress, I'm happy to do it, of course.
Excellent. Thank you very much. I'm going to give one last preview. Okay.
And I don't know if I can say it right, so forgive me. 30% of the first, number one on your lottery list of people that could qualify first to college, whatever. Do you have, does that fill up? Do you accept all of them, or are there some that spill over back into the regular lottery?
To my knowledge, we don't always use all of those spots. So any of those families that apply under that criteria get in. If we were fortunate enough to have a situation where we had strong enough outreach, then yes, if they didn't get in under the first criteria, then they would roll into the broader lottery. So they would have two opportunities, if I'm understanding your question.
You've got it.
Okay.
When you were establishing the lottery, I know that we questioned whether it should be higher. More of the Santa Cruz community around you.
Well,
So that's why I'm
yeah.
asking if you come up against it where you have far more that are asking to come in, would there be maybe looking at that?
Absolutely. So our first goal would be would be to utilize all of those spots. So that would obviously be the first goal. That's what we would continue in our current diversity and strategic plan. Then if we were consistently doing that, we would evaluate, well, then what do we need to revise to ensure that we're providing that access? And absolutely, the first thing we would talk about is, should we increase the number of spots dedicated to those families? Without a doubt. Unfortunately, we haven't had that need just yet, but I'm optimistic.
I don't know that we've ever, or I've ever heard kind of percentages, how close you come to that 30%.
It fluctuates, and I would say it's only in seventh grade, which is our first grade level. So that criteria is pretty specific there. I feel like we should expand it. Again, not quite sure what the rationale is not to have it across all grades. I feel pretty strongly that we should add that to high school for sure, because we see an entry point there, and we want to make it accessible. So that's in the plan in my head for whatever that's worth, but part of what I want to move forward.
I'm sorry, I have one question. I'm sorry if you don't have the answer to this, but how big is your wait list today, and how does it compare to this time?
I don't know it off the top of my head. I can tell you what it was about 3 weeks ago. So it's full with the exception of a little bit low in 11th grade, and 12th has 3 or 4, but that's pretty common because it's hard to enter PCS as a senior. So we kind of do an analysis. We're aiming for about 560, 565 for next year, which would be strong. And we, as families make their decisions, and even if they've accepted lottery spots and are changing their minds, or families are moving or making other decisions, we're still drawing off the wait list. And we'll do that through middle school, first month of school, high school, not quite that far because it gets hard to catch up. I can't remember the numbers off the top of my head. I can send those to you offline if that's appropriate and you're interested, but I'll tell you, we have strong interest. And it's, we'll continue to draw on that until there's no one left or every seat is filled.
Okay, thank you.
Sure.
Trustee Amor?
We were talking a bit earlier about AP classes and how students need to do 5.
Correct.
Is that included for the students who join later on? Like, say a senior joins, would they still have to do 5 AP classes?
Yes, but we do give credit if they take AP classes in other schools. And depending on what the course is, there's some decisions made if there's comparable coursework. Like if they were in a school that had an IB program, for the sake of argument, that we might see if there's some corresponding class that was taken that we could say would count towards that credit. When we're in a situation, then our college counselor does a transcript analysis and sits down with the family and talks about where they are and what would be needed, so the family can make informed decisions whether coming to PCS and as a senior is the right choice, and particularly want them to come to be successful.
So that, I guess, just doesn't quite fit in my brain for the students that have so many years to get all of those 5 AP courses, and then student that might have 1 year to get all 5 AP courses. I think
You would have to have taken, in most cases, AP classes in whatever your previous high school was before coming to PCS.
Okay, so it's like a criteria, admission criteria?
No, it's a graduation criteria. So you could come to PCS, if you had, say, one AP class, it would be really hard to do for as a senior year. You would, I guess, finish high school, but you wouldn't earn a PCS diploma, or a high school diploma from PCS. We work very hard to avoid that situation ever happening. It's definitely not good for the kid and the family. Does that answer your question?
Does answer my question.
I do believe we might have had a public comment. Do we still have that?
President Williams, I believe that the commenter left. Can we check if they're online?
Apologies.
I'm gonna give them a hard time tomorrow.
Oh, no. No, that's on us. I probably should have called on them sooner. My apologies.
Good kid.
Her pronouns are she, her.
She, her.
Not online. Okay. All right. Closing out, I'll give one last. All right. Thank you so much for coming out and your presentation.
Great.
Appreciate
Thank
it.
you for having us.
Right. Moving on to new business in action. Hour 3, here we go. I'm going to hand it over to, we're going to do resolution 11-1, resolution 2623, ordering election requesting Dr. Sabah.
Yes, thank you so much, President Williams. So as is required by law, the County Board of Education is required to pass this resolution to provide, see if I can, to this orders the governing board to for the elections for November 3rd, 2026. And as you know, we have 4 trustee seats that are open for 4-year terms. So we have trustee 1 for trustee area 1 for which is currently with trustee Roth, trustee area 2, trustee area 4, and trustee area 7. And so this resolution will request that the county election office conduct the election and requesting consolidation of the election and specifies this election order for these 4 trustee areas to take place. This resolution also establishes the requirements, which is that candidates must be registered voters residing in the trustee area, and also that they have a candidate statement limited to 200 words, and no election will be held if there are insufficient nominees.
Are there any questions, comments? Not, can I get a motion?
We have a question over here.
Question, Trustee Moore?
Who are the other, which other districts, who's the trustee for those? Or is it just Roth?
No, it's the ones that are listed there, Area 2, Van Allen.
I did not see that,
Area
sorry.
4, Kyle, and Area 7, Sanchez.
Okay, sorry.
No worries, no worries. It's all good. We're happy to know that most will be returning.
I will not. My husband's saying, why not?
It's like trying to get rid of me, right? All right, can I get a motion to pass this resolution? Right,
Second.
right, and roll call.
Student trustee Guillen Martinez. Student trustee Amor.
Aye.
Trustee Acosta.
Aye.
Trustee Kyle.
Aye.
Vice President Larson.
Thumbs up.
Trustee Roth.
Yes.
Trustee Sanchez.
Yes.
Trustee Van Allen. President Williams.
Yes. All right, passes unanimously. Thank you. Resolution 2625, recognizing National Foster Care Month, and I'm going to pass this over to Trustee Van Allen.
Didn't we skip one?
Oh, did we? I'm sorry. You
11-2.
are correct. My apologies. I skipped it up. 11-2, 26-24. And that is Dr. Sabah.
Yes, so this is a resolution designating authorizing representative for the State Allocation Board, and I'm going to ask our Deputy Superintendent, Interim Deputy Superintendent Becky Olker to give us an overview of this one.
Good evening, everyone. We are taking this to for resolution. It is basically assigning some representatives in the form of Dr. Farah Sabah and Michelle Kennedy to be our representatives for the State Allocation Board, as well as OPSC, which is the Office of Public Instruction. They have to do a lot of interaction, a lot of signing authority, and act as liaison with the other agencies. So as you know, Michelle has been our internal manager. She's also been acting as an interim director of maintenance and operations, helping us with the construction projects, and it's just going to be a task over the next couple of years. So this resolution is to ensure that they both have are designated.
Thank you. Are there any questions, comments? Yes, nope. All right. Can I get a motion? I'll second it, and we'll do a roll call.
Student trustee Guillen Martinez. Absent. Student trustee Amor.
Aye.
Trustee Acosta.
Aye.
Trustee Kyle.
Aye.
Vice President Larson.
Vote aye.
Trustee Roth.
Yes.
Trustee Sanchez.
Yes.
Trustee Van Allen.
Aye.
President Williams.
Yes.
And I am going to ask Becky to, she is headed on her way to Sacramento, and so she's going to hit the road. So we're going to ask if she could be excused. I did also want to just share that a part of this resolution also is how we access funding for new construction. And so this is part of that process.
Safe travels.
Thanks, Becky.
All right, 11-3, Resolution 26-25, and I will give this over to Trustee Van Allen.
Thank you. This is a resolution recognizing National Foster Care Month, and foster students, foster kids, our youth are a big part of our mission of care for local young people. And this recognizes the month as National Foster Care Month. I don't know if I need to motivate it much more than that. I think we all probably understand, and but happy to answer questions.
I will motion. And can we have a roll call, please?
Student trustee Guillen Martinez. Absent. Student trustee Amor.
Aye.
Trustee Acosta.
Aye.
Trustee Kyle.
Aye.
Vice President Larson.
Vote aye.
Voting aye. Trustee Roth.
Yes.
Trustee Sanchez.
Yes.
Trustee Van Allen.
Aye.
President Williams.
Yes. Motion passes. Thank you, everyone. 11-4, Resolution 26-26. Trustee Van Allen.
Thank you. This resolution recognizes Pride Month and LGBTQIAS2S people, students, families, and staff. And I think our office, or our Board of Education and the Office of Education, have played a really crucial role in improving the atmosphere for LGBTQ, et cetera, students and families or community members. And this was just continuing our involvement. Looking forward to our continued at the Pride Parade in a week and a half, weeks. This spells it out.
Questions, comments, or motion? Two more, second.
I'll second. Oh, good. You can do that.
Trustee Kyle, and a roll call, please.
Student trustee Guillen Martinez.
Aye.
Student trustee Amor.
Aye.
Trustee Acosta.
Aye.
Trustee Kyle.
Aye.
Vice President Larson.
Voting aye.
Trustee Roth.
Yes.
Trustee Sanchez.
Yes.
Trustee Van Allen.
Aye.
President Williams.
Yes. And passes. Thank you, everyone. Item 11-5, Resolution 26-27.
Trustees, this one recognizes Juneteenth, and there's a history side of it that has to do with when some folks in Texas finally got the word that slavery had been abolished, way after it actually had been abolished. The other thing about it, though, is in Black communities all over the country, this is an opportunity for community and for gathering together and for both solidarity, but also just for fun and celebration. And it's one of the most fun events around the Monterey Bay. There are a few of them that are quite active and always enjoyable. So I'm glad that our board is joining in recognizing
Mm,
I'd like to move it.
Allen, second. Trustee Kyle, and a roll call, please.
Student trustee Guillen Martinez.
Aye.
Student trustee Amor.
Aye.
Trustee Acosta.
Aye.
Trustee Kyle.
Aye.
Vice President Larson.
Voting aye.
Trustee Roth.
Yes.
Trustee Sanchez.
Yes.
Trustee Van Allen.
Aye.
President Williams.
Yes. And passes. Thank you, everyone. 11, item 11.6, resolution 2628, and I will go ahead and review that one. It's a SOS for student achievement, calling on the state of California to develop a coherent state-focused plan for supporting local schools in closing the achievement gap. This one is being led. I went to a webinar regarding this assembly bill package. It consists of 4 assembly bills that are jointly developed to adopt a comprehensive state plan. And it's ideal because it has a temporary solution, but also has bills that support the periodic measurement, and then also for ongoing a dashboard to show how we're doing. So it's not just, hey, we're going to throw it at you guys and see if it lands and see if you do anything. So it is basically being supported across several county office of education and boards. And we will be, if passed, we will transmit this resolution to the California School Board Association for the inclusion of statewide advocacy efforts for it. And so we'd like to join in efforts with our other county office of education and educators. And if there are any questions or comments, we will take a motion. All right. And a second. And can we have a roll call, please?
Student trustee Guillen Martinez.
Aye.
Student trustee Amor.
Aye.
Trustee Acosta.
Aye.
Trustee Kyle.
Aye.
Vice President Larson.
Voting aye.
Trustee Roth.
Yes.
Trustee Sanchez.
Yes.
Trustee Van Allen.
Aye.
President Williams.
Yes. Motion passes. Thank you, everyone. Our next item is 11.7, Resolution 2629. And Dr. Sabah, would you like to present this one?
Yes, this is a resolution opposing the expansion of immigration detention facilities and affirming safe access to public education. We have become aware that the immigration enforcement and a facility to build an immigration enforcement location in Santa Clara and by Gilroy is in the plans, as well as one in Dublin on the East Bay, the Bay Area. And this board has taken a firm stance in support of our immigrant community and protecting the rights of all of our students, including families and students who are here without papers. And this resolution really reaffirms the rights of those students and stands against the idea of expanding resources, facilities that would be utilized to harm our community through immigration action.
Comments? I will second. Have a roll call, please.
Student trustee Guillen Martinez.
Aye.
Student trustee Amor.
Aye.
Trustee Acosta.
Aye.
Trustee Kyle. Vice President Larson.
Voting aye.
Trustee Roth.
Yes.
Trustee Sanchez.
Yes.
Trustee Van Allen. President Williams.
Yes. Passes, and thank you, everyone. We are moving to item number 12, our superintendent's report.
Yes, thank you. A few updates. One of our campaigns this year is to help our families become aware of the Cal Kids program, which is a program that established by the state to create college savings accounts. We're aware that there's 24,000 students who have accounts in Santa Cruz County. Our Denise Pittman Rosas, who is our family engagement coordinator, working with Nikki Barra and champions across the county, have been working hard on bringing awareness to about Cal Kids and to help families claim those accounts. We started this year, I believe, with 14%, and in 1 year had raised it to 25.5%. This is hundreds of thousands of dollars, not more, millions maybe. $2 million of students have up to $1,500 in those accounts, and they're able to utilize them for financial aid to go to college. And we are now the third highest county in the state, and it's taken a lot of great work across the county and led by Denise. We're really excited about that. We're going to continue this effort because we recognize that just knowing you have an account increases your likelihood of going to college by 3 times. And having that actual funding grow and having a place for folks to be able to save for college is something we know is going to help propel students into higher education. Wanted to share, of course, we've launched a new partnership with Cabrillo College. We forgot to mention this one earlier today, but this is the Certified Nurse Assisting Program, which we're launching in the fall. And so this is a partnership that will make it virtually free for participating students to get their certified nursing assistant. This is a 9-week program. It's not a very high paying job, but it is a stepping stone for healthcare. And so, and the demand is very high. There are 80 positions every year just in Santa Cruz County, and about 300 positions in this region. We had over 140 people show up to our orientation session for our first cohort of 15 slots. And so we recognize the demand is much higher than our ability to offer. So we're looking at offering at least 3 cohorts in the first year. And but it's a recognition of how important and how healthcare careers is really one of the areas that we want to focus on for the future.
Is there a stipend that comes?
So this is this is not a paid internship. We do have paid internships with our dental assisting program, where students are able to get paid to be a part of the program. Those are funded by Dientes in this case, or Salud para la Gente. We don't have paid internships for this program at this point, but after 9 weeks, their likelihood of being able to get a job is very high, and so for a lot of people, this is a great starting place for their healthcare career opportunity. And most programs charge between $3,000 to $5,000 for this program, and so the fact that it's free is a big incentive for folks. Just wanted to celebrate. We hosted the queer prom at Sequoia High School. Really proud of Ash being an awardee at the Queer Youth Leadership Awards, and the partnership with the Diversity Center has been absolutely amazing. They're a wonderful organization to work with, and just seeing many of you were at the Quila Awards, and we're very excited about future plans of that partnership that we'll be sharing with you in the future. We also hosted, well, let me start over. So there is a subcommittee under the county superintendents called JSAC, even though that's the acronym and we pronounce it JSAC, which is kind of incomprehensible, but this is the Juvenile Court and Community Programs, which is like basically the alternative education programs across the state. And so when you're selected to chair this committee, you have to organize the conference. And so Dr. Jen Eisen Gonzalez was selected or has been elected to be the chair. And so we hosted this conference for over 500 people in San Francisco, and we were responsible for organizing. And it was paid for by the people who go to the conference. But it was all hands on deck. Our team did a wonderful job. I got to be there and speak. And it was, I've never seen, for example, a registration process so smooth. The workshops, everything was done beautifully. And I think we put Santa Cruz on the map in terms of how to, that our little county can do a world-class conference. And this was all thanks to the great work from a lot of different departments here at the COE. We are launching our Student Trustee Academy starting on June 16th. And so we have a flyer that I'll click on here. And so we're inviting students to participate in the academy, and which is really exciting. And so we'll be giving you more information about that. Also, we have sent students to the International Science and Engineering Fair. And so there are some great stories that the students came back with. It's Addie, which is a student who participated, actually won an award for help me out here, Marcia. He won the Patent and Trademark Administration Award, which is, this is a really big deal to get an award at the international level. And he is our staff member, Sita's son. And so we sent 4 students, 2 that had the best in show at the science fair and 2 runners up. And they had a magnificent experience. So just really wonderful. And yes.
Yes, it was the student with the firefighting robot.
Yes.
And so
That's
that,
right. That's
that
right.
particular award is earned for a project that is worthy of patent and trademark.
So freaking impressive.
And oh, there it is, Addie. It was right in front of me, and I wasn't looking at it. So some important news updates for you. Our partnership with X Academy, our robotics program was we participated in the underwater mate competition, and our students came in first place and are going to be going to the international competition, and third place as well. So first and third place were the really excited about that, and we're looking at expanding opportunities maybe to the middle school in robotics with X Academy. You've of course been hearing a lot about what's happening in PVUSD. That's been in the news, and we also wanted to share with you a link to information about state superintendents. We also wanted to bring your attention to some ongoing cybersecurity challenges that have been occurring, and the importance for us to continue to work hard, not only with individuals to become aware of these cybersecurity threats, but also, of course, when it comes on the tech side of things, which is ensuring that our servers and the software that we're utilizing is up to date. And we were excited that that many of the educators of the year that were celebrated today were also, there was lots of coverage in the media thanks to Nick's efforts to get the word out, and lots of coverage there, which real positive news. Celebrate our folks. So here is the Hephaestus Robotics team that won first place and is going on to the World Championship, and the Bear Robotics team came in third place at the regional competition. And the World Championships are going to be taking place in Canada. So the students in the red jumpsuits are going to be traveling to Canada for the World Championships, and we're excited to see how they do over there. I'm not going to go through all these updates, but lots of exciting things happening in safety, including the making sure that the threat assessment protocol trainings are taking place. We've also looking to implement a new program to provide mental health services, changing what used to be the BASA program into a more therapeutic approach to supporting students who are struggling and having behavior challenges in school. Also, we're providing lots of great services for our special education students. We had a fun day that was a great success for our special education students and their families and staff. We're looking at extended school year, which is our summer program for those students, and we're continuing to recruit for staff. And lots of great work also taking place with our student services team, including our first 2 groups of students getting trained in teen mental health first aid, which is something that can only occur when at least 10% of the adults at the school have been trained. And so we are getting to a place where we have enough adults at our school campuses because this is a multi-year effort. And Haley Newman, who is our trainer with Rishi and others that support. And so this is something that is, we're seeing a growth in the number of adults and now students who have this training. And some upcoming events. This Sunday, we would love for you to join us for our Black Grad celebration at London Nelson at 3 o'clock. We also have lots of graduations you've been hearing about and invited to. The May Revise is, there's going to be a training by Capital Advisors about the May Revise, which just came out. Generally, lots of good news for education, as you've been hearing, although they are looking to hold back almost $4 billion of funding that is of concern to us. Santa Cruz Pride is occurring June 7th. We're also inviting board members to a meeting about the California Math Framework. And so all board members are encouraged to learn about this. And it's I believe, a dinner meeting that I believe Marcia is organizing. Yes. Also on August 1st, we'll have Stuff the Bus with our United Way and UPS and other partners. And we will be celebrating our all-staff kickoff. It's scary to be even thinking about another school year, but on August 4th, and we would love it if you could join us for that event. And that is it. I'm happy to take any questions. Thank you so much.
Does anybody have any questions, comments, follow-up? No? Nope. All right, good. All right, so
I was just
oh, yeah,
gonna
go ahead.
add all those dates mentioned, as well as the Student Trustee Academy dates, are on the board calendar, the shared calendar I created.
Alrighty, thank you. And I appreciate Berenice, I made a request that when we have activities that board is invited to, if we can have it on our calendars, because what I was doing is copying and pasting and putting on my calendar. So she's been so gracious enough to put them all on the calendar so we can see it whether or not, we can go or not. I appreciate that. Thank you so much.
And I would like to announce that this is Verenice's last meeting for a little bit. She has some.
She set that up. Anyone ever booed her?
So Verenice is going to be taking some time as a new mom, and so we're very excited for her, and I'm very concerned for us. But Nick is going to be helping out, and of course we're going to have some additional folks. It's going to take 5 people to do what Verenice does, but we're very excited for her, and can't wait to meet your baby.
With that sober news, we're going to do the trustee reports, and we'll start with Trustee Larson, since you're remote, and then we'll go on to Trustee Sanchez and go down the line. Trustee Larson.
Can you hear me now? Sorry about that. Great. Let's see, busy month. I'll just mention the items that were most significant or that I didn't see other board members at. Attended the Pajaro Valley Union School District CAC. Always interesting just to see what's happening throughout the county. I also serve on Santa Cruz City Schools Personal Tax Oversight Committee. Both of those were on April 22nd. Was excited to go to the United Way, United in Purpose volunteer recognition when COE's own Nick Ibarra was one of the honorees. And so that was up at Mount Herman. And so, Rolling Trees or whatever it is. Redwood, the tree camp.
We know where.
Yeah. In any case, let's see, moving on. COE's Ed Tech for Success. I was just so impressed to see the COE creating an accessible forum for technology for the technologists from throughout our county and beyond, educational technologists to come learn about the new technologies being deployed for education. Wasn't able to volunteer at Queer Prom itself, but did go to the setup on that Saturday because that night my son was performing in his first shows up at Cabrillo College. And so had to go with the family for that, but was glad to help out on the Queer Prom setup. AEC planning is continuing apace for the annual school boards conference in December. We had a planning committee meeting at the end of April on the 29th. Then on May 1st, attended the Think Big School Technology Access Program, co-sponsored by COE, the Wrigley Building, and Santa Cruz Works, where groups of students from about 6 high schools walked around getting exposed to new technology and entrepreneurship opportunities with the leaders themselves of those companies and nonprofits about how they got into their endeavors and were pursuing those vehicles to serve the community more broadly. And then, of course, the highlight for the last month was the Quila Awards. Just what a great program, and to have our own trustee, Asha Moore, being one of the featured honorees was tremendous. I'll stop there, Madam President.
Missed all of you guys last month. Was traveling for work, so was not able to attend, fortunately. So I'll share what I couldn't share back then, but I was able to attend. There was an event, Woman of the Year, that was hosted by our assembly member Gail Pellerin, and it's just really good to be in a room where you get to celebrate people for their contributions that they've made to the local community. And I feel like a lot of the work that has been done goes unacknowledged. So just having the opportunity to just acknowledge it, bring it to light was very rewarding. Really enjoyed that. I also attended the SOS for Student Achievement that CSBA hosted virtually. That was a good a place to learn a little bit more about some of these regulations that CSBA is pushing for, and thankfully they're all moving along, right, gaining traction, and we hope that they all get passed either later this month or early next month. And then Charter Committee. Earlier this week, we met, as was discussed previously. We sat down, we talked a little bit about their performance, how they're doing. We looked at some of their numbers on the dashboard. And then we also did a site visit. I was able to visit a couple of classrooms and just meet some of the staff and just interact, and just had a good time overall. And that's my report.
Thank you. Trustee Kyle? I attended the Cal Kids Champions Luncheon that Dr. Spa mentioned, and that I made a point of asking which schools in my territory were present in the room, and then introduce myself to them. And of course, Harbor's not technically in my area, but that's where my kids go. So I introduced myself to their new community coordinator and said, I want to help kids claim. I've done it a couple times, and it is just the most fun thing you can do. So the following Monday, I was in the counseling office, and Vicki had her roster, and she had already finished all the seniors, the graduating seniors. So all of the eligible kids had already claimed their accounts, but so we were working on juniors, and she would just call, she just sent the slips out, and I would like triage when they showed up, and I would prep if they didn't have phones to scan and claim on their phone themselves. Then they waited for Vicki, but I would prep them and tell them everything. And the look on these kids' faces when they find out, because it's 100% success rate. We already know that they get it based on the roster. So I said, if you're on my list, you have a scholarship for after high school. And so they'd be like, some of them would be like, huh, where did that come from? Why, what is this? And then some would just be so excited. And I'm like, make sure you go home and tell your parents. Yeah. So that was just the highlight. And I don't think I'll have time to get out there again before the end of the school year, but I told her in the fall, just hit me up because I will sign up for that any day. I also went to the COE staff appreciation lunch at Anna Jean Cummings Park, which was a hoot. I'm going to go every year. That was a fun scene. Earlier that afternoon, I was on the ACBE, like President Williams was, doing the webinar on COE budgets, and I'd like to compliment the business office because there were no big, like, oh, I didn't know that. No ahas. So I felt like, wow, I've been very well prepared. But still, it was good to attend and make sure that I understood what they were talking about. Let's see. I served on the Harbor High Scholarship Committee, which was also inspiring about who we're sending off into the world. And then just attending lots of end of school year.
Well, that's amazing. I love that you went and participated. So when you do it next year, let the rest of us know. We might be able to join you. We'll get more hands involved.
Yes.
All right, Trustee Roth? Oh, your microphone, your microphone.
Okay. I just want to test her to see if she's still on it. In her final hours here. Anyway, Scotts Valley Parcel V Oversight Committee did that. And then the Charter Committee. And I'll be missing all of the graduation, all of the June stuff because hopefully everything will go all right with my husband, but I'm going to my 60th college. And I really want to go, but we shall see. But it's back east.
Well, you put your decade of attending graduation, so we'll give you this 1 year pass.
Yes.
Trustee Van Allen.
Thank you. Well, let's see. I missed the Career Youth Leadership Awards because my teeth were acting up. I just bit something wrong with, I'm getting fitted with new teeth and it's not done yet. So I was just petrified of going someplace where I'd have to eat because my mouth was not working that night. So I'm really sorry I missed that. Probably the highlight for me was the Environmental Summit, which was a blast. And Trustee Larson, I think, didn't mention, but we both went there and helped them set up and take down and organize it. And the depth of understanding and the enthusiasm and the commitment of the students was just so impressive. So glad I went to that. Looking forward to Black Grad and Pride coming up. I guess I want to say I'm really appreciating our board. The people here are just really wonderful to be with and work with. And I just, that hit me tonight as I was listening to people talk about stuff.
We appreciate you too. We really do. I will do a +1 on that. I think we have such an incredible board and I hate tweeting it, but when people ask, how is it? I said, it's great. We have a great board. Like, I don't know what to say. I don't know what you want to hear. So my report is I joined and did the Live Oak School District Farm Lab Benefit Dinner, and that was so impressive. I visited the field once with Inside Education, and just the students and what they do and what they learn from that experience is incredible. And it sounds like they do it across, students from across that district get to go and harvest and learn about soil. And so it was so much fun and impressive. Of course, a lot of the same things that a lot of our other trustees attended, the rainbow flag raising, the COE picnic, a couple of the committee meetings. Quila is always fun and inspiring, and I love going to that.
outside of my district or within the district was at Mar Vista Elementary 60th anniversary event. My daughter went there. My husband went there like decades ago. So that was really fun and interesting. So we went to that for a couple of hours and with Dr. Sabah made his appearance, of course. He's everywhere. And then attended a couple of webinars. One was Building Trustee Excellence Budgets with Trustee Kyle. And I was listening to it up into the point of going to the picnic. I mean, people are walking by and they're trying to talk about, I'm like, but it was, I still think that as much as we've been prepared by our business team, it's always nice to have like those refreshers. And it's like, oh, I mean, I think there was like maybe a moment, it's like, oh, that's really interesting. I got to think about that. And then also the webinar, CSBA, which was the SOS for student achievement. And that's what brought on that resolution. That was the primary reason for that, is to explain what they're doing with those assembly bills, et cetera. And I now am stalling because I'm waiting for Trustee Amore to come back in. And presenting, we wanted to say thank you. We want to be we're sneaking this around. Miss you enjoy all of the time off and your new experience, and we just appreciate you. All right. So next on the agenda is, okay, any ad hoc standing committee reports? Nope. All right, we'll move on. We have our item 15 is the schedule of meeting events. Our next meeting is June 18th, 5:30, right here, same channel. We want to thank the people that stuck around for our meeting, for our business meeting. All of you, thank you so much. And with that, we will, we got something?
I was just gonna add, for the schedule of meetings and upcoming events, I will be emailing you all, as we did get IDT appeal request. Sorry, this like plans like my view. We did get IDT appeal requests. So just to confirm time for those.
So we'll have an interim meeting? Or
We
will it
will be scheduling on June 25th, but I just want to email you all to get confirmation that 4:30 p.m. closed session works.
Okay.
25th. So the second June
Yeah,
meeting
because we have 2 meetings in June, so, yeah.
So just to send you official confirmation via email.
All right. Thumbs up for Larson. Thank you very much for, I thought for sure you were going to share like a really beautiful background, you know, being in Hawaii and all, but all right, we'll take it.
Oh,
thank you.
And before we do close, our student trustee has some pictures. What would you like to share?
Yeah.
At Baltimore High, there's a lot of like different businesses and people that bake really nice. And so I bought some cakes and some cookies for everyone. From one of the
Larson is very upset.
Freeze mine.
Yeah, so I bought some for everyone, and I can give it to you guys right now. It's from a local baker in our school. And like when they made a video and they got like 700,000 views, and they went famous for baking
amazing.
and stuff.
All
So,
right.
yeah,
Well,
I
thank you
bought
so
some for you guys.
much. That's very nice. All right. Thank you. Well, with that, with further ado, we're going to adjourn.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Bye.
Good night.